Roll with headlines and punchlines for September 29th, 2025. At least 4 people are dead, several others were injured, and many more unaccounted for after 40-year-old Trump supporter Thomas Jacob Sanford opened fire at a Mormon church in central Michigan during Sunday service and set fire to the building, authorities said. Sanford died after exchanging gunfire with responding police officers in the church's parking lot. FBI agents are investigating the shooting and will make any evidence meet the Trump narrative as soon as Trump makes his narrative public. A stowaway was found dead Sunday morning in the landing gear of an American Airlines flight that arrived in Charlotte, North Carolina from Europe, according to police. When the body was first discovered in the landing gear, the crew thought the man was just tired and was deflated to find that he was dead. About 58 million pounds of corn dogs and other sausage-on-a-stick products made by Hillshire brands are being recalled across the United States because pieces of wood may be embedded in the batter, with several consumers reporting injuries to date. Trump's FDA was opposed to the recall and wanted the boxes relabeled to say, "And now with free toothpicks in the batter." This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for September 29th, 2025. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
I don't think so. Coffee is closing.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Not really.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I make you laugh. What am I funny? What am I funny? How do I make you laugh? I wonder if anybody on Kick actually watches the show or anything. Good morning, folks. I gotta wait. I gotta turn that media asset off because it's not gonna turn off on its own, is it? No, it's not. Good morning, folks. It is Monday, right? It feels like a Monday. It feels depressingly like a fall Monday. Monday, September 29th, 2025. I want to say, I don't know how I'm share my condolences with the New York Mets fans. Listen, you got to stop getting emotionally connected to the New York Mets season. There was a time, if you remember back on April Fool's Day, where I predicted the very outcome that happened yesterday, that the Mets would take it down to the last game of the season, make you hopeful that they would get in the playoffs, and then break your heart. And it's not like I'm a baseball expert. I'm an expert on the Mets breaking hearts. And I told you then Don't waste your energy being hopeful. Oh, you're just being negative. Why don't you support this team? I did for many, many years. And I've seen this. And I know what you're going through today. The heartbreak. And now you're going to lose Pete Alonso, and the greatest player the Mets have ever had, greatest everyday player, position player they've ever had. They're going to lose him. You got lots of reasons to be depressed. But the number one reason to be depressed is because you didn't listen to me. Now, next April Fool's Day, when I tell you the Mets are not going to do it, it's not an April Fool's joke. Don't invest any emotion or hope. Hope is a bad thing, Red. Hope will crush your spirit. Forget about it. It's just odd that 4 times in the history of the team, and I know that we have a lot of people outside of New York who don't give a damn about the New York Mets, but this is a fact that Met fans would know. 4 times in the history of the club since 1962 when they started, 4 times they have been eliminated on the last day of the season. And 3 of those 4 times, it was the Florida Marlins that did it. Miami Marlins, Florida Marlins, whatever you want to call them. Here's the thing for the schedules might consider. Don't book the Marlins on the last day of the season. I'm not all that superstitious, but you never know. Anyway, we have a show for you today. We're going to talk about AI in publishing, and I'm sure the authors are already angry. What are you doing? You're betraying us. Give it open your mind a little bit. I still haven't done my thing on Wings of Pegasus and him bitching about AI in music. Give it you know what? You're like grandpa, grandma. You're old people. And listen, this is an old guy telling you, you're too old. If you're closing your mind to the possibilities of positive stuff coming from AI, you're just old. Get out of the way. There's a new generation coming. There's a new world coming, and you either get with it or you get with it or get. You either get with it or get. Anyway, I have a newsletter from Mindbloom that I'm supposed to read to you about the fall deals, because this is the time of the year when people feel anxiety, depression, and blah, 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 blah. And Mindbloom can help with that. But I'm not reading the newsletter because it's too much work for me to go find it and read it right now. So I'm just going to play a commercial for you. And we come back, we'll say hello to GD, and then we'll meet our guest shortly after that. How about that? Are you with me?
Mindbloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now, looking down, is the man who's always looking down, the fabulous, I don't know if you know this about him, breath of fresh air, GD Fenderson. We'll get to that later on in the program. Good morning, GD.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Just for the record, I'm not always looking down, only at the Mets.
Oh,
Are you addicted to disappointment? Join the Mets fan club, but do not call 877-8-HOPE-New York or NY. I think that's a gambling site just to get your money.
yeah.
If you really want to bet on the Mets, dial 877-LOST-HOPE NY.
That's right. That's true.
Support your local mercenaries and enjoy the suffering, Mets fans.
Well, but this it's beyond the cult with the Met fans I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about any political affiliation. Beyond the cult, when you fall, it's like the Lucy with the football thing, Charlie Brown, Lucy football, whatever. It happens, and they get back on saying, "Yeah, this time it's going to be different." I mean, it's just insane. And they have a voice of reason here, Mr. Know-It-All. That would be me. I don't know if you knew that about me, but I'm Mr. Know-It-All. I know about the Mets, and I know they're going to break your heart, but they keep doing it, and so I don't. Well, you want to be sympathetic because it turned a little chilly and rainy and autumn-like. You also want to say it's your own damn fault. You don't listen to good advice. So
There
anyway,
was a
maybe
song where that's the line. It's your own damn fault. What is that?
Margaritaville wasted away again in Margarit. But
Oh yeah,
some people
right.
claim it's a woman to blame. There's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault.
Got it. Right.
So that's what they were singing yesterday at City Field, but
They were singing Margaritaville.
no, they weren't.
Oh,
They were just singing the last line, but I know it's my own damn fault.
in a loop.
In a loop, yeah. Maybe you could have a word with the Rev. I think there should be maybe like an 18-hour window before you make a joke about a tragedy or something. I don't know the too soon thing. Where does too soon start? Shootings and
I don't understand. What did what did the Reverend say that was too soon?
something about the bullets writing what to. Oh no, you didn't say what to write on the bullet. Yeah, they did say what to write on the bullets. I mean that's a common theme. But about the
Mm-mm.
shooting yesterday, the shooting at the Mormon church, Trump's agenda and all that stuff. But it's fine. It's just like some people are still, dealing with loss and stuff. There's a too soon thing with. I mean, Gilbert Gottfried was doing 9/11 jokes on 9/12.
I was gonna say I was doing 9/11 jokes on 9/10. So
Wow, wow, that's so ahead of it.
and I got investigated for it.
Yeah. So, so
I got wiretaps.
I did a paint party on Saturday for
Great. Is this the
20
kid
children.
one?
20 children.
All
They got
right.
to stop hiring me for children's parties. I'm telling you, it's just. First of all, they tell me kids paint fast, so make sure you move slow and slow them down a bit because they will tend to uh, rush things. So, but like
And you want to get paid for the full hour, right? Go ahead.
2 hours.
2 hours. You want to get paid for the full 2 hours. If they
Yeah, right.
finish their painting in 15 minutes, why pay you for 2 hours?
Right. But so lovely estate, lovely estate. Can I say that one more time? Lovely estate. But here's the deal. You're welcome. In Freeport in Long Island, New York, below Montauk Highway is the waterfront area, and it's all uppity a little bit, and some high value real estate. Above that, north of that, is low value real estate. This thing was way north of that, this house. And I'm looking
And
for
when you
the
say
house.
no, you mean like price range or physically?
No, I mean physically north. And
Okay.
north, the price range goes down generally, and it's high crime. One of the more high crime areas on Long Island. It's not a place where people generally think, yeah, that's where I want to move. But this was like a lovely Bruce Wayne estate. Next door to it was a house because I'm looking for it and I can't see the numbers. And I'm like, oh, that house, they can't afford a paint party. They can't afford milk in this house. I mean, it looked like the house was falling down. There's no way. And it was just like a really run down neighborhood. And then this gorgeous estate, like right in the middle of really, I mean, houses falling apart, little tiny little shacks that are falling apart, tiny little yards, and then this place has a gigantic estate. The pool's still open, outdoor bar and kitchen area, guest house for mom and dad, and all this thing. And the kids have a paint party for I think it was a 9-year-old birthday, and they were all on a trampoline, and they just like loving playing on the trampoline, and they got all sorts of distractions. Now they have
Now, the kids at the paint party, the 20 kids, were they all from the neighborhood or were they imported, from the imported friends from like the old neighborhood?
that's a good question. There was some. It was a mix. There was,
Okay.
but I think mostly friends and family from other places around town or even out of town or whatever. Maybe a couple of neighbors. But these kids had no interest in a paint party. So, and it was a fairly intricate thing for a kid's first painting. It's like a night sky with a moon that melts and turns into a waterfall and comes. And like this is kind of intricate for little kids anyway. So I was trying to slow them down. I was like, but they were just rushing to get done with it. So paint the whole thing black. Like, wait a minute.
Give me the name of the people who picked these jobs for you. I just want to call them and make a suggestion to them.
No more kids.
No, not for. I mean, for paint parties for kids in general, not necessarily for you. I mean, in general. First of all, kids love spin art. I realize you can't teach a kid you can't do a spin art and then teach a kid to create that same painting. It's not going to work out. But it's just as fun. Okay, yeah, it's a little more costly, but if you can afford a paint party, you can afford the extra cost for spin art, especially when you're just taking it, putting on the paper and doing this, giving them glasses, whatever, or give them all paint guns and have them shoot at a canvas, and then they get to keep their little canvases. They all send, yeah.
The most difficult part of the day was putting the aprons on. They couldn't figure out how to put aprons on.
Well, that's just it. You don't even let them wear aprons. Just tell them to wear old clothes that they don't give a crap about.
I do that with but they don't follow instructions. I do that on every single booking. I say, make sure you don't wear, and I show up in the worst possible clothes.
You mean what you wear on the show?
Yes. That's
okay.
Of course. No,
but you wear pants, except for the pants. You actually wear pants.
No, I don't wear.
I mean, not on the show. I mean, when you go to.
I don't wear pants on the paint parties either. I just
paint.
I paint my midsection there invisible or something. Whatever. That would be interesting. I could like disguise it as a tree trunk. Right?
Yeah, you could paint it like you're wearing denim.
Yeah. So they never finished the painting. A half hour in, they wanted to go back on the trampoline, and the mother was sitting there. She's like, "We can wait for him," and so I thought I'd wait, and then time goes by, and then finally said, "Just wrap it up." Now I don't know how to charge them for that. Like a half hour painting. I drove. It was 100 miles. It's it's a way.
It's Long Island, yeah. So everything's 100 miles. Island. Yeah.
So it was very frustrating because I'm at a point in my life where I really need to feel good about the experience because there's not much for me to feel good about in the world today.
I think I have something that may make you feel good about these experiences. I think if you take these experiences and maybe put them into a book. Now I know it may sound difficult, but I think there's a company that
no company.
I think there's a guy I know named Peyton. He could probably help you get these stories of yours about these paint parties into a book that might be beneficial to you and to future paint party holders. What do you think?
I think not.
You think should I call my friend Peyton and ask him?
No, we have him here now, but
what?
Yeah, he is here now. He's been sitting.
What the hell?
He's the first guest. Well, one of the first guests. I think it might have happened once before that actually showed up like 15 minutes early, like as the show was starting. So he's been patiently waiting.
He's smart. He wants to make sure that this is where he wants to, have his brand associated with it. With us.
Peyton Wilfley.
Yeah, Wilfley.
Okay, he's a founder.
Yeah,
CEO.
Like Peyton will grab your money and he will flee. No,
no,
just needs to know.
Now he's gonna kick your ass because I don't know.
We're friends. Look, we're friends. We're allowed to say things like that about each other.
Yeah, no.
You should hear the things he says about me to my face in front of my wife.
He's a bit of a jock, though. I mean, athlete, and he will kick your ass. Peyton Wilfley is the founder and CEO of alltales.com, new and frankly overdue self-publishing platform that is solving three things: assembling all book compiling tools into one platform, authoritatively, I can't say that word, terribly, establishing an ethical use of AI in storytelling and managing storytelling realistically accessible to all. He's here now. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Peyton Wilfley. Good morning, Peyton.
Morning. Thanks for having me on, dude. This is a phenomenal production, by the way, with your intro and everything like that. I felt like I feel like I'm on one of those radio shows I'd listen going to high school in the morning, like every day. I loved it.
That is
Thanks
a
for
big compliment to Matt. You have just become one of Matt's favorite people in the entire universe.
except that I forgot to check the modulation on the radio station. Right? Yeah, we're fine. Okay. We've been like blasting people out. Last week, I don't know if you know this, but people's radios were so loud their teeth were rattling out of their head because I wasn't checking.
So we should be charging as a dentist as well if we're getting rid of the bad ones.
Yeah. So Peyton, you and just saying your name, I feel like I should throw a touchdown pass. I feel like you probably grew up hearing your every time you heard your name called by anybody, you were thinking, "That's right, I play for the Colts. I'm a quarterback." I don't know many Peytons. I know of two Peytons. Peyton
Place
Manning
and Place is one of them.
Yeah. No, I did play football too. I played quarterback for a little bit. So it was I wasn't named after Peyton Manning, but I was named because of like I was the youngest of five. My dad was done at four. And so when they found out that they're gonna have a fifth, he was resentful a little bit. And then my mom gave him a few names. He saw Peyton, he goes, "All right, Walter Payton, Peyton Manning. All right, cool." So it's a football name. I was kind of approved of because it's a football name. So
yeah, I forgot about the last names, Peyton. There's a few cool Peytons with last
Oh
names.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So
so now how did you get involved in AI?
I mean, so I kind of come from an entrepreneurial family. And so with that, like we're always just kind of working on a project. It doesn't have to necessarily be a business, but a project. And so I was bored. I got done renovating a rental property that I got, just a small little apartment that was really janky, and I bought it and fixed it up a little bit. And once I was done finishing working with that, I needed a new project to work on. So I wanted to make a book. I just randomly got the idea to make a children's book about my grandfather who fought in World War II. Just, really, really impressive guy, really inspiring guy. And then I was like, all right, let me just make this children's book, not to try to promote it and be an author or anything like that, but just to give the link to, my siblings, cousins, to have for their kids to know about our awesome grandpa who we all kind of look up to and brag about a little bit. And I saw that there was no website out there that was just a one-stop shop type of thing, where I was like, dude, this should be pretty simple. At the time, it's 2023. It's like, this should be pretty simple to have just a website where you can go in here, you can have a screen, a format to where you can put your text, you can upload an image if you want to, or anything like that. And there wasn't anything like that. And so I decided I was going to, and at that time, AI imaging was starting to really be less of a abomination, I guess you could say. It wasn't it was starting to get a little bit more like, oh shoot, okay, this is actually going to be something. And so then I got the idea I was like, well, actually, this could be a kind of a cool little business idea, because I saw that there were partial book creation platforms out there where it's kind of like Madlib, I can't remember what the word is, but where it's kind of like you can plug the name and general likeness into a pre-written story.
Right.
And so
right.
But there wasn't anything towards like, if I wanted to make a story that just said, this is a book, this is a book, this is a book, even though it's like, no one would buy that, there was nothing out there that make me like, give me the opportunity to actually be able to do that. So I wanted to make a completely 100% custom book creation platform.
And I have one question, for example. To be honest, I was really busy.
He has more than one question. Go ahead.
No, I do have more than one question, but I only do one question per second, I think, or per thought. But here's what I'm thinking. Well, here's what I'm asking, rather, because I didn't get a chance to do a full deep dive into your website. I'm usually I'd get a chance to do it, but my wife is out of town. I have a honey-do list. She's coming back in a few hours, and I hadn't finished it. And I'm trying to get as much done as possible in these last couple of hours. So forgive me for not doing my usual deep dive. Do you have like a free sample? Let's say a minute. Let's say I can put in a paragraph. And you show like do a paragraph, and you can say, okay, and here's what it would look like, so that people can see without having to, let's say, type in a whole book or something, and then get a gist of it.
Yeah. So we make it right now. The website is pretty rough because we just launched about 2 weeks ago, and we kind of launched before we're ready, as they say you should. Just get something out there. Once you have the bare minimum out there. And so it is pretty
That's
rough.
how I do my comedy. I do my comedy. I put it out there before it's even ready.
Exactly. Well, they say, the saying in the entrepreneurial world is, if you launch the perfect whatever, you've launched too late, right? You just got to get it out there, start getting feedback. We're working on it. But yes, right now you could go on there and you can do, you can basically create all the way up until the PDF of like the ebook version of your book. So you could do as much or as little as you want to, and then you can see a finished digital version of it before you order the physical copy, where you'd actually check out and pay. And so, right now you get to do a lot of it for free, almost all of it, basically, except for the actual getting the physical copy.
So. Right. So if you go to alltales.com, there's a link on the top that says create, and you click that, and it doesn't ask you for your credit card. Do you have a general idea of what you want to create? Yes or no? And it takes you right from there. And then you basically put in your book title and dedication.
I'm gonna tell you now. I may be. I'm going to have to try this because it sounds fun already. Okay, it just sounds fun.
Yeah, we're gonna make it even more fun as well, because we want to make it to where I'm really the real, I guess, root cause of all this is that I'm really into like family history and genealogy and ancestry and whatnot. And so I wanted to make sure that my kids can know who their ancestors are, right? Starting with my grandpa, their great grandpa, and whatnot. And so I want to make it to where I live in East Tennessee. And so there's a church on every corner and there's a graveyard with every church. And so I see so many graves, and doing family history, I see so many, like, you might see that you're related to, let's just throw out freaking King George, right? Whatever. But there's going to be at least like 20 people between there, you and them, where all you have is a name and a date because they didn't record their story properly. Now you just you just know that they existed, but you don't know who they are. And so I want to make it to where everybody who's alive today can be properly remembered by those who come after us. And so we want to make it where it's even more fun, to where you can just even upload a video file, or you can press record while you're on our website, and it'll listen to you, and then it'll dictate it. And then you can have it either really embellish it and make it a higher quality story, or you can have it just, completely dictate, or not dictate, but transcribe what you've said. And then you can work with what you've written, what you've verbalized, and you can clean it up or whatever. So we want to make it even more easy and fun for as casually interested a customer possible. So that way, even if you're casually interested in telling your story, those who come after you, your family members who, when you're gone, are going to be like, man, I wish I knew what freaking Uncle Jimmy thought about, X, Y, or Z. You can have at least a general idea. So that way those who come after you can feel like they know you a little bit better. So,
well, Peyton, I think you got a new customer being me, because this is, when you talk about family history and all that stuff, I'm into that. I mean, but here's the problem. I'm 100 years older than you, and historical records,
Easily.
like, it's just to find out about my family tree without going to 23andMe and even those things. They don't give you a history; they just tell you genealogy. But looking up my grandfather, let's say, who came to America as an orphan in 1895. Finding out any information on him would be very difficult. So, how do you're scouring databases and how? I mean, we're going to bore people if we get into the technology of it. But how do you, for older people like me, do you have to be less than 100 years old to do this?
No. I mean, I always tell my co-founder Josh. So I'm a co-founder. I'm the original. I came up with the idea, and then I found a guy who knows how to do all the software engineering, all the coding and everything like that. So I kind of say I'm the Steve Jobs, and he's the real person. Like, Steve Jobs was a visionary who goes,
oh, okay,
I don't know how to do this,
Jobs. You're the Steve Jobs. He actually does the jobs.
He's the
exactly. I'm the guy who goes, I don't know how, but you guys need to get everything into this. And then he goes, okay, we'll figure it out. So no, but he's awesome. And so, but I always tell him, I'm like, I want to make All Tales so easy that a 5-year-old or a 95-year-old and everyone in between can eat. Like, there's no.
You cut me out. I'm 99. I almost made the cut. Just too old for it. But
yeah, no, we just want to make it to where it's too easy to not do it, to where it's so simple. But obviously, right now, if you go to our website, it might not be as simple as it could be. And so we're working on that. We're constantly improving. It's hard when you're moonlighting this. I'm not full time into this because I do have a wife and a 3-month-old daughter, so I still got my day job right now. That
whoa! Okay. First of all, my condolences. And
that explains why he's up early.
Yeah, who's sleeping less, you or your wife?
My
Leave
wife.
the baby out because you know the baby is sleeping the least.
Oh no, dude, we have. So I'm the youngest of 5, and so I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, and I can attest from kind of firsthand from when I've had to babysit, but also just my siblings. We have been like so blessed with what they say trap baby, towards like, oh, you think it's so easy? Like she sleeps so well, and maybe the one night a week where she might have a little bit of a rough time, because my wife knows that I'm, I got to wake up. I got to go. I do roofing inspections and sales and whatnot. So she knows that I got to wake up and go get on the road, go hop on the roofs and whatnot. So my wife lets me sleep, and then she takes care of the baby in the middle of the night. So we're in a really lucky, good situation that my baby is awesome and sleeps throughout the whole entire night right now.
Oh, your future is not so good then. Here's the rule with babies. Here's the rule with babies. No, here's the rule with babies. They're pendulums, okay? And what you got right here, you're gonna have the total opposite around puberty.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you now. Start stocking alcohol, anything that will calm your nerves down, because you're now gonna need it. Because that's what they do. They're pendulums. They start off one way, and they're just storing energy, and then they're gonna swing away. And
storing energy.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm telling you this because I have scientifically almost proven this to be like, I am the Einstein of baby hypothesis. I'm telling you now. Almost. So let's get back to you.
Well, I'm counting my blessings. We want to have 4 or 5, and so hopefully.
She is a bait baby. Yes. Yes. Yeah. We're so great. Have 4 more. Oh, you're going to be.
You know what? Good for you, Peyton, because I think you're solving a lot of the problems. Having babies. They're talking about America's not. You're taking care of 5 families by having 5 or 4 more children. You're making up for the guys who are just not into it. So good for you.
Yeah, no, it's the best. Being the youngest of 5, it's like I have 4 built-in best friends throughout my life, because luckily we all get along. But it's just nice, being part of a big family. It's chaotic for the parents, but as a kid, it's awesome. So
now, what's that like, actually getting along with your siblings?
That's a good question, right?
Yeah. What's that like?
We share a hatred for our own family, so.
Oh no, I mean, here's the thing. I'm the youngest, and so I feel like everyone kind of looks at me as like they have that little sentimental, like, oh, I feel like I helped raise Peyton a little bit. They all kind of look at me as like, we all remember. They always, being the youngest, they say I've never drank alcohol, but they say it's like being drunk at a party the night before, to where everyone remembers it except you, and so everyone remembers all the stupid stuff you did. And so they all kind of look at me with that endearing, like, oh, all right, yeah, Peyton, the youngest, we all love him,
Okay, I just figured it out. I just figured it out. I figured it out. Peyton, you're from a family that has a little bit of money then, because when I'm the youngest also, and when I was born, my siblings didn't go, oh, look, another one. They're like, he's gonna take some of the food out of my mouth, isn't he? I gotta share some of my meals. I gotta share my room. Son of a bitch! Why'd you bring him home?
We weren't that well off until probably my dad was an entrepreneur. He started the roofing company I work for now, and no, we were scrapping it for a little bit, because it was very much so just a local roofing company. And then my dad died when I was 7 in 2004, and then a few years after that, my uncle, who brought in another business partner to kind of take over for my dad, they really took off. And then, so maybe when I was a teenager, we were a lot more comfortable. No, as a kid, we weren't necessarily like, scrapping for food necessarily, but we also weren't like, I let's just say I always asked for something for Christmas. I asked for an Xbox because all my friends would get one or whatnot. And then my mom gave me a box with a taped on X, and it ended up being just like a really general basic thing. She's like, I'm not buying you a freaking video game. We can't afford that right now. What are you doing? I'm not buying you a video game console.
Oh, okay. So that's really because my father died when I was 8, and we weren't wealthy, but my father had his own business as well. It was illegal, but he had his own business. And
Well,
when
we
he
don't want
it was the same thing. No, but my question is, your uncle, was that a real uncle, or was it like in my case, the person who was dating my mother after my father?
No, it's my dad's brother, my real uncle, my biological uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because I was looking for parallels, even though we're like 60 years apart in age.
Oh, we're not that much. You don't look a day over 40.
Wow, Matt, I
Hey,
love this guy. I love him. Can I adopt him?
Hey, black don't crack, dude. You look good. You look good. If it wasn't for the gray hair, you look great.
I'm gonna tell you now.
You look like you're 20.
No,
See, if you had no hair.
Everyone who says that black doesn't crack, I tell them my bones are white, and if you listen to me walk, you hear them cracking all
Black
the
doesn't
time.
crack? I never heard that one before. I've
You never
heard
heard
a lot of.
black don't crack? It's black people age great. Skin's phenomenal.
Yeah, I every time I hear that, because I'll say that I tell people my age when I'm on stage. I'm a humorist, and somebody will always yell out, "Black don't crack," and I'll say, "No, but my bones are white." And when you hear me walk, you hear them cracking all the time.
That's a great response. I love that.
We'll talk about your age in the second hour. There's this. I have a little surprise for you. I know it's an early birthday present, but
well, thank you. Really early.
Or
is it late? Was it a late present for you? Is it a late present for you or early one for me?
No,
he just had a birthday. He turned 99 just recently.
Yeah, it's an early present for you. It's gonna. I don't want to spoil it, so let's not talk about it.
I got it. You're giving me Peyton as the adopted son because I don't have an actual.
Not mine to give. Not mine to give. I don't give away things. I don't. Hey, let's talk about come back to the books now. Is it only for children's stories, or can I do? And this would again, these authors. I do a lot of authors on here. AI is the devil, and especially in the competitive market of publishing, if they're going to hear about people who can write convincing fiction with AI, they're going to get angry. But I want to know: can I do a fictional book, a full novel with your system?
Not yet. Right. We had to start with a platform that was designed, and we had to kind of narrow it down to a certain niche to get that down, and then we'll build upon that, right? And so we picked the picture storybook children's book style because there's more than just children's books applications for that are actually really easy to market. Like a wedding book. I've done it for a few weddings where they make it's kind of still like a children's book, but it's not marketed towards young parents. It's saying, hey, if you're getting married, make the story about how you and your spouse, you and your soon-to-be spouse met and fell in love, and then use it as a wedding guest sign-in book. And I've done it for a few weddings, and they freaking loved it. And so, there's a couple different applications for the children's book style, picture storybook style. And so we had to focus on that niche first to get just a platform and kind of figure out a way to design a platform, and then we're going to build that platform. Now it's easy now that we have the general format and the structure to then tweak it for someone who wants to do, if they want to do a novel or a chapter book or something like that, to tweak the overall format that we have on the front end for the website when it comes to actually how the user sees the website. So now it's going to be a lot easier to add stuff. So right now, just picture storybooks.
Are you any author hit list? Because authors, again, you're working with the devil. You've partnered with the devil. AI is Satan, and that's his initial somehow. AI is Satan's initial.
Yeah.
But they don't like you. They don't like him. And if you're working with him there,
well, I see AI as a, it's just a tool. It's not, I don't see it as anything more than just spelling check on freaking Microsoft Word, really. Because here's the thing with storytelling with AI, it's really easy to tell when there's AI schlop out there, when there's just stuff out there that people are just quickly writing and throwing out there. Even after the Charlie Kirk thing, within 24 hours, there are already books that were on the wait list to come out on Amazon of the day that the world stood still, the shooting of Charlie, that happened because people were just having AI generate a title, generate an image, and it was a pre-order already because there's people just writing AI schlop out there already. And so it's really easy. So what we're trying to do is in the publishing world, long-term, for the goals for All Tales, is we want to establish an authoritative way to kind of say, hey, here's AI with a kind of like a muzzle on, right? It's kind of I see AI kind of like a rabid dog, to where it's like a rabid dog or like a wolf. If you let it loose in your house, it's going to tear up your furniture. It's going to destroy things. And you can wag your finger around and say, no, don't use it. No, no, no. It's still going to do its thing. People are still going to use it for bad. And so we want to establish a way and a format to, hey, here's AI, but with good ethical limitations. That it's kind of like putting a muzzle and kind of taming the dog to where you can still pet it. You don't get the full potential of the dog. You're not going to go let it just go freaking destroy, your enemy, I guess, or whatever. But you get to cuddle with it and pet it. You get the benefits of the dog without having it destroy your house, right? So
yeah.
But if I were to do that analogy, instead of a rabid wolf, I would have said it's like if you let your middle brother loose in the house. But other than that, it's just like, no, you can't piss on the furniture. And it's like, yes, I can. So yeah.
I don't even with the muzzle. I don't want to pet no rabid wolf in my house. So.
I gotta hone in that analogy a little bit more.
Authoritative. I'm glad you said that word because I was struggling with it this morning. I don't know why. Authoritatively is word that was generated. Like, how the hell do I say it? It's early. It's probably earlier for you, right? East Tennessee. Are you Mountain? No, you Central Time. You're Central.
No, I'm Eastern Time. In Tennessee, it gets split in half on the time zone. So
what are you doing there? Because you're from Sacramento, California, right? What are you doing in Tennessee?
Oh, I mean, I'm born and raised in Sacramento, but then I'm Mormon, so I did a 2-year mission in England, and I fell in love with like the English countryside out there. I was actually, God knows I hate the city, so I was only in London for like 3 weeks, and I was out in the countryside, like the Shire, basically. If you've seen the Lord of the Rings, I was out in the Shire in Hobbiton, basically, and so I fell in love with that countryside, and then ever since I moved out of Sacramento, I've been kind of on like the back burner of my mind looking for like the American version of the English countryside. And so my wife and I were exploring around and we found Eastern Tennessee and we're like, holy crap, this is kind of I think this is close, Appalachia, this area, Appalachia. They say Appalachia.
Appalachia, right? I've gotten some help from because I'm in New York State where it kind of just starts up here, actually, believe it or not, the Appalachian Trail. But every time I mispronounce it, I get like,
I think that the pronunciation of Appalachia just sounds terrible. Appalachia's right there. It sounds prettier. It sounds like, I don't know. Anyway, that's
but the people in the South deliberately changed words over time so that they can tell who belongs and who doesn't.
That makes sense.
That's why they did it. I mean, it was deliberate. Because if you think about it, the entire U.S. continent, at least as far as the Anglos go, they're all from like England, Europe, they're that area. So they should all sound pretty much the same. But then you get to the Mason-Dixon line and all the southern states where they had the slaves and the Civil War. It's like, okay, we're going to know who belong and who don't belong.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to talk like this. And even though it's not the law, but it is the accepted norm.
With a Brooklyn accent, no matter where I go, they give me, you're not from around here. Yeah,
I know the southern accent here is getting I don't know what the correct word is, but it's getting slowly watered down because there's people like me moving from California out here, and I have the very lazy American accent to where I don't really feel like I have it's a lazy accent in the sense that you don't have to try to have it. The southern accent, the English accent, stuff like that, you lose those accents when you hang around people like me. Because my accent's our accent's kind of a little bit more the lazy one, where there's no like embellishment on any words or anything like that. And so it's kind of I mourn the fact that people like me moving here are kind of helping lose that accent a little bit to where it's harder to tell who's not from here and who is.
Now that's the real replacement theory. Because in the South they have this thing about replacement theory. The real replacement theory is people from out of town without accents coming in, and they lose their accents, and all of a sudden they're starting to talk like this. Oh,
I know. Well, I found out doing my family history, doing all that. I found out that my ancestor was one of the first people to actually settle Tennessee when he was about 2 years old. He bought about 300 acres when the state was 2 years old, and then his kids ended up moving out once he died. But so I kind of like to say in a roundabout way, I am an original Tennessean. We just it took a while. It took 150, almost over 200 years for me to come back. So
do you know where that land is and what's on it now?
Yeah, dude.
It's a Walmart.
I felt like I was Nicolas Cage. I still feel like, because I don't have it solved yet, but I feel like Nicolas Cage in National Treasure, or Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, where he's kind of looking through all the documents, trying to find out stuff about the ring, trying to figure out where this land was. Because on his will, he describes it, but they don't. They're like, oh, well, to my son John, you get the land from this neighbor's fence down to here. They do all that stuff, right? And so like I'm trying to figure out, but I figured out after piecing everything together that I believe a U.S. Army recruitment it's now basically owned by the military. It's owned by the government. It's owned by the military. It's a army recruitment base or whatnot. So
I would go to find out what way to collect on that. Like,
yeah, no, I want to at least see if I can go there and ask them like, hey, are there foundations of any old buildings here or anything like that, and see if I can like, if they'll let me freaking metal detector around. I don't know. Like, I
we use to test munitions.
Yeah.
This is interesting because in marketing this thing now you have a couple of ways you can go. People who are just interested in creating children's stories, but then this idea of people who, there's a lot of people. This is why 23andMe and all these places are so popular, because there's a huge audience that is interested in family history and this kind of stuff. So
yeah,
let's talk about you go to the website, you put in the information, it writes a book for you. And then what about the next step now, the publishing and the hardcover? Somebody wants to sell a hardcover. Is that available? Is there a mechanism for integrating printers or online book retailers like Amazon into the system?
So not yet, because we just wanted to get the bare minimum out there. So right now you can just print on demand. So we've integrated that, we truly make it to where you can do everything from A to Z in book creation. We just don't have the Z plus or beyond the alphabet, I guess you could say, of now publish it to the world. So we don't have a way to make your book available to the public yet. We have it to where if you wanted to make like a one-off, like I got for instance, like I made this book. Oh, sorry, that my kind of shining here. I'm gonna see if I can block out the light so you can see it. But anyways, I made this book for my wife, kind of showing her. You can't really see it. This is like a photo from our wedding.
Right. Yeah. We could see
but so if you want to do like a one-off book, like a present for a spouse or something like that, or like I just want to make a quick book for my kids or whatnot. But it'll save it to your profile on All Tales, so that way when we do make one of our next steps is to make it to where you can at least kind of have like an All Tales feed, to where it's like you can at least publish it to the All Tales feed, so people can go and see your book when they come to All Tales, and they could order your copy on All Tales, or they can just see your book and use it as like a inspiration for their next book for what they want to make. And so we're slowly going to integrate publishing aspects to it, and also incorporating stuff to where if you want to publish it to Amazon or any place like that, because we're not trying to make it to where you can only, if you make a book on All Tales, you can only sell it on All Tales. We want to make it to where we're kind of like a tool. Like if I was to use, like if you're going to make a video on TikTok, I can film, like TikTok has a tool on there to like access your camera. You can use their filters and stuff like that on TikTok, right? And so they don't own the rights to your video. They treat that as like, hey, we're a tool that you're using, and so you can save your video to your phone and post it elsewhere. Same thing with All Tales. We want to make it to where if you make a book on All Tales, you can post it to All Tales, but you can also take that and publish it to Amazon or publish it to to Goodreads or whatever, wherever you want to take it. So
yeah, beautiful thing, because that is even for the people who aren't using AI, for the people who are and I'm not sure if this is of interest to you. I think it would be to kind of branch out or expand your brand a little bit. Traditional authors who are writing for themselves, the publishing mechanism is a pain in the ass for people who are creative. They don't want to get into this whole mechanical issue of how do I do things on Amazon and get my book in the marketplace. That's a tough thing. And then the idea of marketing it and that whole idea of how you kind of get it out there. Those are things that traditional authors definitely need help. And I don't know if that's of interest to you in expanding your brand.
That's one of the biggest selling points that I want to have. And I've talked to probably over 1,000 authors now and validating and figuring out how to make this process something that they'd like to use. Obviously, I talked to them about this. I've had people like go, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore because I don't believe in AI at all. Like I've had people like, write me off completely and whatnot. But I've talked to them about this and I realized that they're great. They're awesome at writing stories, absolutely terrible at marketing. And my theory is that there's probably a lot of other, people who are on the same echelon, even as like people like Tolkien or J.K. Rowling on when it comes to just world building and creating great stories, who their stories are going to die in obscurity because they just are a phenomenal creative, terrible at marketing. Right. Yeah. And so we want to make it to where it is so easy to be discovered, because we're going to kind of, just like how TikTok, for instance, if you make a video and you post it on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, right? The short form video, the way the algorithm works is that they are the platform is incentivized to push the good content because they want to keep people scrolling. They want to keep people going like, gosh, dang, my feed, every video is just baller today, right? Like every video, because they want to put the most entertaining videos in front of the right people. And so we are going to do the same type of thing to where we want to algorithm. I don't know if this is even a word. I'm going to try to invent this word. Yeah, algorithmically. There we go. That is a word. We're going to try to algorithmically help book creators, book authors have their books discovered. So that way, for instance, if you go on All Tales to discover a book, once we offer other types of publications as well, like chapter books, storybooks, comic books, whatever, right? The All Tales algorithm is going to know, hey, so I know that you like Lord of the Rings. I know that you like Dune. I know you like this. And then you're going to see one book at a time. And as an author, your book is going to get put in front of the people who like that, but it's not going to be put in front of the people with 1,000 other titles where they're scrolling just like they're scrolling through a library. It's going to be one book at a time, just like how on those platforms like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, that you see one video at a time. You're not seeing a bunch of thumbnails of a bunch of stuff. They go, no, you're going to swipe and we're going to force you to watch each video at least for a couple seconds to see if you want to watch it. Same thing with this. We're going to show you one book at a time with a lot of like quick at a glance. You can get better gauge if you like it. So like if you see my book, and let's just say my book is like Lord of the Rings, when you're swiping through All Tales, it's going to pull up my book and it's going to show the cover, but it's also going to say it's like Lord of the Rings and this is this. It's like Dune and this is this. And it's like and so that way you can quickly go, okay, that is actually interesting, rather than going, oh, that cover art and that title doesn't really do it for me. You can be like, okay, well, the cover art and title doesn't do it for me, but it says looks like everything else does. So now you'll actually look at it, and so authors can have a better confidence that their books that they write, they don't even have to physically and go out and make videos and try to promote it. They can just write, and then we'll help them get it in front of the right audience. So
yeah, very cool stuff. Now, a lot of people let me go to alternative universe questions, because it was one that occurred to me when I looked at the website. It looked like, wow, this was might have been done by AI. The question is, was your site and all the coding done by AI? He or she does follow up with great job, by the way. But it looks good. But it the first thing that was the site done by AI.
No, my site was done by my co-founder, Josh. I mean, he used AI when it comes to writing some basic, like, hey, I just need a quick basic code to put this button in there or whatever, just to save him time. But he's the software developer, dude. Oh, he's killing it. He is the best. I wouldn't be here without him. He showed me all the code of like.
You have to say it was your parents first and then him.
Wow. yeah. He showed me all the code and everything that he did. He goes, here's Peyton, for comparison, here's a basic project I do for my day job, and here's what I've done for All Tales. And it's like it's insane the different how much he's had to do because what we're doing is we're ultimately what he's doing and what we're doing is we're making a very complicated and clunky process of book creation. We're taking on the heavy side of everything on the back end and making the front end a very polished, simple, easy thing to do. And so there's no way AI could do it, because if AI did do it, it would be, I mean, ChatGPT still sucks, dude. They say ChatGPT 5 is like, they're like, oh, this is, if ChatGPT 4 is like a marble, ChatGPT 5 is like Saturn, like comparison. No, it still sucks. You still ask it a question, it goes, invents an answer, and then you're like, hold on, I know that's not right. And it goes, oh yeah, that's right, that's not right. And so AI can't even code stuff really that well either. It can kind of get a general base, but you still have to go through and clean it up. And really sometimes it'll write a code for you, and then he has to go through and go, I have to rewrite all this. This is wrong anyway. So
we have an extraordinary number on iHeartRadio this morning. So I have to say hello to the new people finding us. We are Coffee with the Dog. We're nearing 1,000 episodes here of our morning show. We air Monday through Friday. I hope you will come back if you're just finding us. Today we're talking with Peyton Wilfley, who is the founder and co-founder and CEO of alltales.com, where you can have a book in a matter. How long does it take, Peyton?
I mean, it depends. There's the variables, because obviously if you're to just upload everything, or if you're writing everything from scratch. But I guess if you're to speed run just a very simple, like, here's why I love you, honey, type of, anniversary gift or something like that, probably 15 minutes, Yeah.
It seems to me that's a third area of interest, is this whole gift idea of especially for dudes. Dudes don't know how to get a gift that a woman will really be impressed by. So a little love story from me to you will get you laid at least once, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. That was another reason why I wanted to do this, because I was like, dude, that's going to be another easy thing to market is, hey, last second, oh shoot, your anniversary is next week. You can get something that still looks very thoughtful, and it'll probably arrive around. It takes about a week for our printers to process everything and get it shipped out. So it's a very easy marketing tool of saying, hey, last second, thoughtful gift. You can whip it up real quick. Sit down for 20 minutes and.
And if you start like nobody else has done it yet, so if you do it now, she'll never know how easy it was. So that's if you're a dude listening and you got a anniversary or your wife or girlfriend's birthday is coming up, Christmas is coming up even, you might want to do it today before they figure out, this is too easy for him. We just go into a website, and so they'll be really impressed, and you don't even have to bother taking her out to dinner. How about that? How'd you find Josh? Did you know him your whole life? Because I want a Josh. How'd you find him?
Dude, everyone needs to find a Josh. Everyone needs to find a Josh, someone who can just code stuff real quick. It's really nice when I'm like, hey, dude, real quick, can you whip up the side tool for me to experiment with this with? He goes, 30 minutes later, all right, dude, here you go. Here's the link for that. But
how did you find a Josh that wasn't so freaky and I'm using that in the nicest term, because I used to be the Josh for other people, and then I had my own Josh. This is back when Atari had a computer, and we were only working with like 8K to 16K.
Hey, have you ever even heard that word, Atari?
Yeah, that old gaming system.
Yeah. Well, I used to. We written games for the Atari, and we had to cheat. So because memory was so scarce, that and so I was the Josh for some people, and then I had my own Josh, and my Josh was like way more Joshier than me. I mean, but he was so out there that he was just scary as far as being a human to relate to.
Now, this has nothing to do with any of that, but I'd like to know how you found Isabella and Olivia, and if you could send me a couple of them just on a trial basis.
The awesome side, really, the way I found Josh and the way I found a normal, he's a very normal guy. He's got a wife and 2 kids, and he's very normal, just casual. Like if me and him lived near each other, we'd probably be, probably game nights every other weekend type of family, friends type of thing, And so I found him just through mutual friends. In college, I tried starting an app just because I'm entrepreneurial. I'm always working on something. I had an idea for an app, and so I found this guy. You ultimately just came through. If for anyone who's listening, if you want to start a business, you need to tell everybody about your business idea at least, because when you do that, you're gonna have people go, oh, I know someone who could probably help you with that. And then that's how I ultimately found Josh. Is back in college, I wanted to start an app.
You're not in comedy. You're obviously not in entertainment or comedy, because
I was just going to mention that whole idea of fear of putting it out there. Somebody else is going to steal it.
Yeah, what you're just saying is totally antithetical to what it is like in my field. Okay, I'm a humorist. I can't put stuff out there because people steal crap so quickly.
Music too, anything in the creative arts.
Yeah.
About your book, you don't want to tell people about your book because that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, because I believe me, I've tried. I mean, I've had so much bad experience with people stealing things from me that I stopped sharing, even with my own wife. Okay, I wouldn't even have kids, and that's why I don't have kids, because I couldn't. I said I'm not sharing my sperm because I don't know what you're going to do with it. I'm not. So it was terrible.
I bought that watch just because the engraving says "Dear DD, happy congratulations on your graduation." It's not your watch. I bought it legitimately. I don't know what you're talking about stealing things.
No, I mean, when it comes to starting a business, you got to tell everyone about it, because it's one of those things. Like, I understand with creatives, especially seeing now that I do the marketing and everything for All Tales, I make content. I see how easy it is for people to just steal creative ideas. But when it comes to a business, you can't just starting a business isn't just something that like, oh yeah, I took this guy's idea, I just threw it out there real quick, and now I'm bigger than him, because it's a passion project, and it's a long burn. You have to be truly like the owner of the idea to endure the long burn that is starting an actual genuine business. And so when it comes to that, at least in the entrepreneur world of starting a business, tell everyone about your business. Yeah, if you got comedy, if you got jokes, don't tell everyone your jokes, because I know there's people just no ethics, and they'll just go out there and just steal it just for a quick get a quick laugh and get ahead, right? But no, you just got to tell everyone about it, because then in telling everyone about my business ideas, I get connected to him. So Josh was a friend of a friend of a friend over many years of me always telling people about my ideas, basically. So,
I mean, I guess I can see it in that regard, because I did have, I've had a few businesses, but one of the ones I was like the most passionate about back in the 90s, I told many people as I could, and looks like it was going to go well for a while, but it was maintaining the funding and getting it off the ground and making it, and just to do what I wanted to do. The technology what I wanted to do didn't exist, and so I kept having to create things with what was available, which wasn't good enough to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I lasted a year, and that's when my money ran out. But it was a fun ride, and then once the technology caught up with it, some of those same people reached out to me like years later, like almost a decade later, because this is like 96. So like in the 2000s, they're starting to reach out to me. It's like, they were calling me Glenn because I wasn't GD back then. They said, Glenn, the thing you were doing, it will really work now. You can do it. And I said, I tell you what, if you want to try it, I will give you all the notes I have, but I am just so tired. I can't do it anymore. But I will help you. If you want to do it, you have my blessings. I will help you. I will give you all my notes, all the material that I have, so that you're not starting from scratch. Yeah. And they didn't, because they didn't want to do the hard work. They wanted me to do the hard work, and they wanted to jump on the wagon again.
Now, Peyton, I'm gonna be the dirty old man that I am. You're two young ladies that work with you on your team, Olivia and Isabella. They write the blog, all these things in the blog, interesting stories that we talk to about authors all the time. If you would like to suggest to them that they get booked on the show, so we have some pretty faces to talk. Not that we mind talking to you, we love talking to you, but you get an extra exposure out of it, and see if we can help plug your company a little bit more, and we get to at least talk to some pretty girls at the same time.
Yeah, no, there are some they are some unpaid interns from the University of Tennessee out here, so they help out where they can. I don't try to milk them for everything I can, because it is unpaid right now, because we're very low budget of a company. We haven't really been pushed. We've only been out for a couple of weeks now, so it's not like we're making enough to pay anyone a salary right now. But they're awesome. They're cool. So anyone can find Olivia or Isabella if they just go to their local university and go, hey, is there anyone in the department that's applicable to what I'm needing, that anyone needs an internship? So
the things they write about in the blog are very relevant to anybody, and this is the one reason just to go to alltales.com and discover the website, the blog. If you're interested in writing at all, there's a bunch of relevant topics that we talk about all the time with the authors that are on here. Traditionally, self-publishing versus traditional publishing and all that kind of stuff, and the stigma that's totally gone from that. I just want to come back to the AI prejudice of old people. Now, good for you that people my age are going to be dying soon. But this whole fear of AI, you mentioned, going back in it's just a tool. And I can't imagine somebody in like an old writer, if you say go back 500 years, oh, that's not fair. You're using a typewriter or a pen. I had to do it with a quill. It's just a tool. And that this is of course, people will take advantage of a tool and overuse the technology. But I think with AI, the people that hate AI on that, even 100 years from now, they're going to be just like a footnote in history. I can't believe people were afraid. Now, it does have some, but not in book publishing. It has some negative things that we should be concerned about with AI. But in the creative field, I think if we can learn to use it as a tool. So how do you, when you're having this conversation with Josh, how would you explain to him, and I don't even know how he would go about implementing it, how to keep it from being just like a AI created book to a AI created book that has a lot of real human interaction, human input. It's the author's story. AI was just a tool, if that makes any sense. How do you guarantee that, or how do you build that into the system?
Well, yeah. So right now, one way that we did it is we made it to where you can't just have AI write it all at once. You have to do, if you want to use our AI tool, it's per page basically. So you still have to at the very least think of like, okay, on this page, I want this to happen. And then once we integrate the publishing features as well, we're going to have it to where we have we're going to put in some hidden to the human eye, hidden to the naked eye Trojan horse symbols in there. So that way we can filter and detect if they used AI to make their book. Then when they publish it, it's going to have heavy disclaimers and it's going to get put to the bottom of the list of like, this book was made with AI. We're going to promote and put on the pedestal actual human work in that way, to where we can kind of detect, because, detect if it was written by someone or if it was written by AI. And then that way we'll put on the pedestal the human efforts.
Do you think the consumers actually, and because this is something I'm going to be covering in a reaction video to a guy who does this about music. It's a problem. Like if you don't, put out a disclaimer that the AI was involved in it, it's a problem. It's like a problem for who? And I'm just wondering if you're on the same page. The value of the art, my opinion is the value of the art is in the consumer, what they take away from it. It's not on how it was made. So if I like a piece of music, I don't care if a robot created it. I don't care if it just fell from the heavens. Whatever it is, I like the music. It moves me. I find some value in it. Do you think the consumer cares if they're reading something that was created by AI or a human? If I get to the end of the book and say that was a really good book, am I going to say, "Oh, well, it was created by AI. Now I don't like it"?
Yeah, I think they care to a small degree. I think that if you look at, like, for instance, there's a company right now that's doing like nice classical statues, right? That they're like, oh, we have a robot that does it for you, so now you can have this. I'm like, that does honestly for me take away the awe. I look at like part of the reason like the by David by Mac, the Michelangelo's David is so, actually I have it on the bookshelf right there. You probably can't see it with the lighting. But the part of the reason why that's so awe-inspiring is because you're like, gosh, damn, a 24-year-old made that? Like, holy, like someone like did that, like they chiseled that with their own hands. So there is like a part of it when if it's truly a work of art. But in my point of view is like, if with AI, if the story would never have been told without it, then it's worth it. It's worth it to have AI do it. But if you have the motivation to tell the story, then you should then you probably shouldn't use AI. I'm sorry, I saw that comment. It kind of threw off my train of thought there. How can you be 100% sure that they use AI? You can't. There's always going to be ways to they could take the text that they make either on Alltails or on ChatGPT, and they could kind of like how you like you launder money, you can launder text and kind of clean it up. You can go wash it and then copy paste through different sites, all this stuff, and then you can go clean it and copy paste. There's always going to be ways around that, but I mean, honestly, if you're motivated to do it at that point, if you're motivated to do that much, then you're typically just going to write it, right?
You spend the time writing the book if you got that much time to figure all that stuff out.
Give me 1 second. I don't normally do this, but I see my wife could sleep through a nuclear blast, and I see my baby's up. Let me just go grab her.
We're going to say goodbye anyway. We're going to wrap things up.
Okay.
Alltails.com. Go there and find out about how you can get started writing your own book. Peyton, it's been a pleasure, and we'll follow up with you.
It's been awesome meeting you two. It's been awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, and come back when you get more development, and bring the baby. Go get the baby and bring the baby.
Yeah. Take care of it, kid. Have a great day, Peyton. Thank you for being here.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Wow, cool stuff. Now, do you hate AI any less now? No, you're an AI hater. I didn't want to tell him that you are one of the AI haters.
I'm not an
AI hater. Of the AI haters club.
I'm not an AI hater. I am a AI. I hate lazy people.
Oh,
okay. That's what I hate.
You hate me.
I hate lazy people. People who don't want and people who don't have talent. I should say lazy, talentless people who. I'll give you a perfect example. I've been bombarded with these stories on TikTok, I think, and you can tell it's the same story. Wow, what is that? Is that like a?
It's white weed that's not white. It's like it was white weed.
That look like a patch. Is that like a white weed patch? You just put it on your skin?
Let me use your language. It's brown weed that could pass for white weed.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, cool. It's passing. Got it.
So you were saying you don't hate white weed. You hate
No, I don't hate AI. I hate the fact that talentless, lazy people are using AI to create slop. Okay, like I can tell you, like there's on TikTok or is it YouTube? It may be TikTok. I don't know. Sometimes you'll be on YouTube and you hit something and it literally takes you to TikTok, and then the next few videos, next thing you know, you're on TikTok and not on YouTube anymore.
Right.
I've seen, and so sometimes and then but there's these stories that they're like, it looks like it's 6 different stories. They have like 6 different sets of characters, but the storyline is exactly the same. The characters are the same. They just have different names, and one may happen in a winery in California, and the other one happens in a rich estate in Virginia. But it's the same type, the same characters, the same protagonists, the same act. They just change the names, maybe the accent, the location, but it's the exact same thing. And there's like 6 or 7 versions of the same story, and you can tell they're all AI.
Right.
And the same thing with and it's matter of fact, there's a bunch of kung fu movies or stories that are coming out the same way. The characters, the plots, they're all the same. They're just changing individual names and small details, but
Do
they're
you
all kung fu
remember
movies.
there was a John Wayne movie, Rio Bravo, and then several years later there was a John Wayne movie called El Dorado. They're the same movie, except they kind of swap out Dean Martin for Robert Mitchum and Ricky Nelson for James Caan, but it's exactly the same movie.
Yeah,
exactly.
and that's what's happening in AI. They got these formulas or these formats or whatever they're called, and it's the same story. And then they're just somebody else is just changing small details.
Yeah,
that's what I hate.
Yeah, that's kind of like what Josh was talking about, these formats where it's just going to punch your name in and your family's name.
Yeah, like the Mad Libs. Yeah.
You talked about lazy people. I have this is a good time to kind of to present you with a little
gift.
Yes, there you go.
Today I'll look at G.D. Fenderson with sort of a breath of fresh air, he wasn't so bad at the end of the day. Maybe I had him all wrong. Maybe I was a dick to G.D. Fenderson. I'm such a bad guy. I'm a mean guy. I think if you interact with me, that's the one takeaway, is that I'm a nasty boy. Yet. So G.D. Fenderson, our friend, has a comedy special that we are making our way through.
Mom, where do babies come from?
The noise is all I'm thinking about.
If you're talking about the west side of Baltimore, he probably came from your father.
Okay, you know what? I don't think he's done a great job at setting up who his father, like if his father fucks around or something. That's a joke, though. You got to give him that. That's a legitimate joke.
He fucked half the city. That is a joke. Not possible, so an exaggeration, technically.
Hats off, GD. Did I tell you or did I tell you? He's going to turn me around here today. His closer is excellent. He waited an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, but this last 20 minutes is solid. I guarantee it.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Somebody named Al Paricio emailed me the entire episode from yesterday. Like, wow. He says he's BED. BED. I am BED. B.E.D. Not bed. I am BED. I watch your program a lot. I don't comment a lot, but I know you've had some issues with him, and I think you should watch. And he gave me the time code, and I went to it, and I was like, "What happened here? What the fuck happened?" What did you know about that before I just played that?
No, I didn't get an alert or anything. But I said, how should I put it? I know what I was trying to do, and I know what I failed to do. Period. When it comes to anything I do, I know what I attempted to do. Okay, like you had a show that I produced. Okay, I had a different idea what I wanted to do. And then there's what actually happens. Okay, and then I have to figure out in my mind the good, the bad, or whatever. So if you have and you were there, you have your perspective of what happens and whatever,
and I'll take into consideration, but it still doesn't, you know. I know, like I said, it's just material for me to learn and stuff like that. That's all. It's just information. So what he does is just information. It's not going to change the way I do my comedy, because that's my comedy is true to me.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't mean this to kind of have you explain your special. I'm just wondering what happened that he's saying maybe I was a dick to GD, maybe I had them all wrong. It's like, was there some words said? What, like when? Or he felt like he needed to put that out there. Like, I'm a mean guy, and I know I have said that at one point in the recent past, that it seemed to me that he wasn't admitting that some of the intent on his part was and not just you, just everybody he does this stuff about. It's kind of tear them down, and he always said, "Well, I'm not doing it to be mean. We're just poking fun." And I said, "No, I think there is a meanness to this thing." But I was surprised to see that. I was like, "Wait a minute, he's doing like a 180 here," and that.
now see, and to be honest, I don't know where that is in the. I don't know what material. Honestly, I can't remember the details, like what material I did before or after. I mean, I know
I can tell you this because I know you were talking about parents have to say the same lie if they are
right. If you want to fuck up if you want to parent, in order for parents to fuck up their kids, they have to get their lies together. My parents didn't get along, so they weren't telling the same lies. That's why I'm not so fucked up.
Right.
Because I didn't have to figure out the lies. I could tell from them that something was there to be figured out.
Yeah.
So I know that's the premise. But so for him to say like that's the joke, I've done that. There's a lot of that throughout the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just my style of writing.
Right.
So
yeah.
So maybe I got one that he got. I don't know.
No, it's more than just that. I mean, his attitude even before he heard the joke was
But I think he already heard it because he already watched it, right? They already watched it and made their comments, and then they're going through it.
No, because I don't think so, and this is the reason I don't think so.
Well, they already know about the end. Like one of his guys goes, "You've got to get to the end." Okay, so maybe Mike hasn't seen it, but his underlings have gone through.
The Avatar dude down there,
okay,
he had seen it, but when earlier the guy said we got about 20 minutes to go, Mike was shocked about this. Like, there's still 20 minutes left.
Okay,
and
got it.
So but you know what? I just thought, because I've been wrong now. I got to say that because I said he can never admit when he was wrong. I don't know how sincere he is in this, in saying maybe I was a dick to GD. But to me, it sounds like an admission that maybe what I said about him, maybe there's a seed of truth in that. Maybe there is some intent to be mean to people. I don't know. It was just a surprise to me, and I was happy to hear it. To be honest with you.
Well, like I said, this is where I think I'm defective, because I'm not phased or unfazed. I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it. Believe me, I appreciate it. But does that mean he's not going to tear apart the other specials?
Oh no. Maybe he was just having a weird day. That's part of it too. I don't know. I feel a little magnanimous today. Whatever. But to me, it was just because it's so. He says our friend GD, like that's been a while since because he's been worth type.
I'm a talentless hack and a worthless asshole. Yeah.
People on the radio are probably wondering especially I haven't seen these kind of numbers on the radio in the recent past. These people are probably wondering what just happened. I played a video clip from a podcast that is a reaction podcast to a number of things, comedy mostly, and the one that has been highly critical of GD's first comedy special put out in 2016 that they have been doing in segments for about 10 years now.
It's been a while, yeah. I think the whole thing is like 2 hours and 8 minutes, and I think they spent 2 years on it. I'm not certain. I can't tell.
Right. But the kid, whatever he is, the Avatar guy, you notice he goes right to, yeah, his father fucked half the city. Not possible. Like, jokes aren't supposed to be necessarily possible or any of that stuff. If it's humor, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be based in actual.
Yeah, and if you actually listen to it, my mother said it probably came from your father. So
Right.
she's not saying they're all from my father. So even she, I don't like I said that, and I think that's part of the problem with the analysis. It's like there's parsing words and ideas and concepts. It's like, really, you're going to attack me on that? That's not possible. But yet, your favorite comedian never lies or exaggerates. My stuff is all based in truth.
Right. But now your tagline to that piece, I don't think it was in the video, is you say slinging dick since 1946. And
oh yeah.
I think Mike came across with the idea that you were saying that when you were born, 1946. He goes, I can't, GD's that old? Like,
see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's why I said earlier we're going to talk about your age, because I thought, you know what? I think these guys are millennials, probably not out of their 30s. I think probably mid-30s. And the Avatar guy, I think, could be even younger than that. So there's a definite humor gap age-wise. I mean, people our age are going to find it a lot more funny. And listen, this is not just you. I think every comedian has a niche audience that really is the right audience for their material.
Right, and that's what Ron was saying about me. That's why Ron, like he just announced he did his last show at Fratelli's, which he's been doing like every Friday for like 2 years or so. He's never had me on any of his shows. Not one. Not as an open, not as a feature, not as a closer, not as a host, not once. But he says, I'm a niche comic. And he doesn't think that I could perform at Fratelli's. It's not true. I can. And that's but that's his opinion, and I don't hold it. I don't fault him for it. But I know what my audience would be. I'm still trying to get them to discover me, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing with Plausible. I'm trying to get out there. When I do a live show, streaming on Plausible and expose myself to different things out there, and hopefully people who like what I do find me.
Yeah, but also people our age, people 55 and older,
right,
are not necessarily ever going to come out to like open mic nights or all that stuff, or might not even come to Plausible, because the whole idea of watching comedy online, unless they can do it on a smart TV, and they can do it on a smart TV, but unless they know they can do it on a smart TV, they're not apt to find you as easily as a younger person, and the younger person is probably not going to get your humor. Like the Rev told the joke yesterday.
But here's the thing, because I did, like I said, I still do open mics from time to time, and a lot of the people in the audience are young comics and their friends, and I will get them laughing just like the old people. Okay. And as a matter of fact, the last open mic I did, the young people were as amazed at my humor as the older people. And they were all talking to me. And they came up to me and talked about my jokes and my stories and stuff. And the guy in his 30s goes, because I preference the fact that people in their 30s are not old. And I go on to explain to them what old is and what 30 think is old.
When I was 30, I was old.
No, see, people think 30 is old, but it's not. But once, that once you hit 60, because 30 looks really fucking good. And so and this is part of the story that I'm telling to them. And so these young 30-year-olds are going like, man, I fucking get it. He goes, I get it, and he says, your joke is, so he says, I understood it. I understood. And then I got people my age going, I get it. I understand. So.
Yeah, but just coming back to yesterday, the Rev had a show, and I know your humor is similar to the Rev's in a lot of ways.
I think he may be a little bit darker than me.
Yeah, but one of the joke he told yesterday that busted me up and it made me laugh hard. I'm certain a young person would look at me like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" And the joke was, not gonna do it any justice, but it was about Brett James, I think, or Brett somebody who died in a plane crash, and he said, "Cause of death was drowned." And I busted a gut on that. Now I could see a young person saying, "Why is that fucking funny?" I mean, it's funny because of the dry delivery. It's just funny because it's an old sensibility. Like, cause of death should be a disease. Cause of death is whatever. I got to explain it to you. But I don't think a young person would laugh at that joke. And they would fucking frown upon me for laughing at it. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? How are you laughing that hard at that?
And then he goes, and if the plane had gone 6 feet deeper, we wouldn't have to bury them.
Right, yeah. Yeah. See, that's funny to an old person. That's what I mean. I mean, so I can, sometimes there is definitely an age gap for the humor on that stuff. There's nothing you can do about that. Anyway, let's switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about Erica Kirk. You want to talk about Erica Kirk?
Well, just before that, I just want to say something. I really thought I made a short. Maybe it's also the style of shorts that I make, because I don't make the flashy text and stuff like that. I just pretty much make a shorter version of what we do on the show.
Leave it to Beaver Man. Okay, now you can continue.
What's up, dude?
How's it going? Good morning.
I just want to finish this. The short was when we're talking about the cheap lasers. About
cheap lasers. Yeah, I would say cheap lasers. Why are you afraid to say that?
No, because I was trying not to. I'm not afraid. Oh, believe me, I'm not afraid to say it. I was trying not to. Well, I don't know what I was trying to do, but I was alluding to it. So I'm surprised that isn't getting reactions that I just thought I knew the reactions it should get. Maybe it's just the fact that I don't have a following. The people that do watch me know, and they're not upset. And the people that don't watch me aren't seeing it.
Right.
Because I really thought that was going to get a reaction. Same with the Charlie Kirk bobblehead doll. I thought that was going to get a reaction but you got hate mail over it. I posted and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And it'll say congratulations, 200 people watch this, and it'd be like one reaction. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You get one person to watch it and 200 reactions.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm always surprised, especially on TikTok, about what gets traction and what doesn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry, John. I just wanted to finish.
Let's say good morning to you, John. Good morning, good Monday morning.
Good Monday morning to you all. Is my sound okay?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, just checking. Just making sure not too loud.
Did you perform or produce anything this weekend? You did, right? Did you?
I did. I had a show Saturday in Decatur, Michigan. That went very well. The headliner was O.J. Lamont from Chicago. Very funny young guy. And then we had Steve Widzinski, who was his feature out of Detroit area. Also very funny, who I've seen before. A lot of fun. And then they brought in OJ brought an opener with him to do like a little special guest drop spot. And her name is Tiny Thickums. Super cute. Very funny.
Wow.
Kind of raunchy. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And then, of course, I hosted and did silly jokes as a host. Will do.
I gotta ask you now. This Mormon church thing. How far? That was in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
How far from you was that?
I didn't look up to see how close that was, but it doesn't matter. It's anywhere in the country. It's too close, and it's ridiculous and insane.
Well, this morning, the Rev in the news headlines and punchlines had a joke alluding to that. It wasn't about that, but it included that. And I said that maybe it's a little too soon. I think like 18 hours. Do you have any kind of too soon window on anything that like you would hesitate to do a joke about because it's too soon?
I still don't like people doing Holocaust jokes. So if that gives you any indication. And
so 100 years it's too soon. Wow.
I feel like that's bullshit. I mean, I take that very personally. I think it's garbage for somebody who believes that the Holocaust occurred, and I don't like any type of genocide. So yeah, I don't like that. I don't think that anybody should do 9/11 jokes. I haven't heard any tasteful ones. Anthony Jeselnik did one, and I didn't like it anyway either. But that was years ago. When I was on a show on 9/11. It was a Kill Tony
The
show.
anniversary of it or the actual day?
The actual day, I don't like it. Period. I'm very
You said
depressed
you were
that
on a
day.
show on 9/11. I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
if you
was
were
on a
like.
show on 9/11 this year, and I
Oh,
usually
okay.
don't do anything at all. I usually don't do anything, but that day I agreed to go do this Kill Tony type show. But before I went, I said I'm just going to tell you right now, if anybody does a 9/11 joke, I will punch them in the throat.
Wow.
So you can warn all your comedians. I'm like, because I've never heard a tasteful one, and I'm telling you right now, if I hear one, that's what's going to happen. Nobody did one.
I think a punch in the throat is a little extreme.
I think the fact that you haven't a tasteful one, is just amazing because there's been so many.
Where
Now,
should
I
I
don't
punch?
know. I don't think I have any. Well, I don't have any jokes anyway, but I don't think I have anything particular to 9/11. So
yeah, punch in the throat might end up with one more casualty. So
That's what I'm going for, though. I'm like, oh, you want to celebrate in your way? Here, let me celebrate in my way. There you go. I'll break your hyoid bone. Anyway,
I think you're right, though. I'm just trying to think if I ever there are jokes like Sam Morril. He was talking about the Charlie Kirk shooting, and he basically was saying, "Oh, at least tomorrow there'll be." Oh, wait a minute, tomorrow, September 11th. That some relief from the bullshit of the news cycle, and then wait a minute, tomorrow's. I think that's as close as I can get, but that's not a joke about 9/11.
Yeah,
it's a joke about the news cycle just being full of crap.
Sure,
but I
He's
can't
a good-
think of any.
he's a
Yeah,
good
I don't know.
comedian.
I don't know how you make something funny out of people. Yeah, but I also don't think.
it's funny. So I have my wife flies a lot. My wife does a lot, and she travels without me because we have a neurotic cat that my wife wants. We have a neurotic cat that my wife wants someone to be with at all times. So when she's traveling, I'm home. When I'm traveling, she's home. And so I have a joke in the can. If my wife dies in a plane crash, I have a joke ready to go. Just in case. Now, I don't want anything to happen to her, but if something does, I have a joke ready. If my wife dies before me, which would be ideal, because I'm not ready to die anytime soon.
Can you rework it in case she dies in like a cab ride to the airport? Can it be?
Oh yeah, I could. Sure, I could. Yeah, I could. I could do that. But
what about if she's getting dressed in the morning, waiting for her ride to the airport? Can you rework it with that?
That would depend on the actual manner. Like for example, let's say she's getting dressed.
You're being an avatar.
Let's say she's getting dressed and she doesn't realize that her boobs have gotten bigger and she pulls the button too tight and it shoots off, hits the wall, falls back in her mouth and she chokes. I don't have one for that.
That happened to me, but I didn't die.
Yeah, I don't have a joke for that. Because I'm not prepared for that scenario where I'm just saying I don't have a joke prepared for that. So if she dies like that, no. But if she's getting dressed and the cat goes between her legs and trips her up and she falls and hits her head on the floor, I have the workings of a joke for that. I just don't have a solid punchline. I have the callbacks for it and I have the taglines.
The callback was when she did the choking. No.
So, but I don't see everything that I think will be a punchline is actually more of a tagline. So yeah, I have all of these concepts of my wife's death that I'm working on.
You should do an album, not a special, an album of just taglines without punchlines. Not connected to anything, just a tagline.
Well, that's what some people think I do. So some people think I already do that.
Yeah.
What's up, you fat potato?
I was working with Dylan Brody one night, and he goes, "Okay, I want 3 punchlines, I want 3 setups. I want 3 setups, blah blah blah. No punchline, just 3 setups." And so I wrote these 3 things, and he looks at me and he says, "None of those are setups. Those are all not ideas.
Concepts.
Yeah, concepts.
Premises.
Yeah. He goes. Those are all premises. They're not setups. And I'm thinking to myself, but I really don't know the difference. Then
It sounds like you haven't learned anything. How long have you been taking this class?
I have there have been several people on here who offer courses or have books on how to get started in stand-up. I don't know if you know anything about stand-up comedy, but if you know anything about stand-up comedy, you can get the We'll See, One Will See. I don't know if you know anything about stand-up comedy. There's a great book that's made good by Kindle.
I mean, I have two, just on the other side of the desk that you might want to read, GD.
I'm gonna tell you now. I won't read them.
I
know. And I treat the comedy like I did when I was a musician.
I mean, just for definition, so you can understand what that. You can watch somebody go, "Oh, they're doing this. That's kind of cool."
Some disgusting person in our chat room is starting a rumor. I just want to address this rumor before we have to ban this guy for life. It says, "I saw Beaveman and Mothman making out." Is there truth to that rumor?
Look, everybody knows the Beaveman is a cryptid, and the Mothman, as a cryptid, is a friend of mine. It's strictly a platonic relationship, so these rumors really do need to stop because the Mothman has some really hot side pieces, and he's lucky in that respect because he's not married. Unfortunately, I am. So I get to live through him vicariously. He tells me these things, and maybe that's what Steven didn't understand because he was too busy just looking at everybody's balls and assholes at the festival.
It's probably dumb. He's probably just a dumb fuck.
In all fairness, Beaverman, John, he probably was also staring at camel toes.
He was staring a lot.
Okay.
But what an amazing festival. It was incredible. It was awesome.
So I knew 4 people that at that festival at one time, and I
what? Spit it out.
I'm just saying,
wow,
I am not one who believes in the Mothman tale.
How dare you, sir?
And for me to have 4 people that I actually know, and 2 of which I respect, to be.
Of course it's real. He's got a little plastic doll from him. It's got to be real. I would.
Well, look, Dr. Strange is real because he had his own pen dispenser.
Darth Vader.
I would try to tell the Mothman. Is it the Mothman or is it a Mothman? Are there more than one?
We don't know.
And who fondles the Mothman's balls? And are they called mothball? Are they called mothballs or Mothman balls?
Well, he's not really a moth. That's just the moniker that we gave. That was given.
Oh, because I would run the Norm Macdonald moth joke by him and see. It's not Norm's joke. It's an old joke that Norm used to tell for 15 minutes. It's like a 2-minute, like not even. It's a 30-second joke that Norm Macdonald worked into a 15-minute bit.
Yeah.
So I just
get out of here. Yeah.
Anyway, it was in West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
I would, because there is a North Carolina Mothman that they claim that people have had sightings of them down there. I would have thought that would be the place for it, but who knows?
Well, there's more sightings. There's more sightings of Mothman. But Point Pleasant is the original area where the flap started, where there was multiple sightings, and they have the Mothman Museum. They've had the most investigations there, multiple books. So yeah, that sort of thing. But
blacker than GD. GD's not black. He's brown.
He's brown.
Dark brown.
Like me. He's brown.
Medium chocolate.
Can we go back to GD's joke that was ripped on by that guy?
What about what was the joke again? Oh, about his father fucking half the city.
Can you tell the joke again, GD? Do you remember it? You know how to do it? You know how to tell it?
He said,
"Where do babies come from?"
It starts about where the parents lie.
So, Mom, where do babies come from? Well, if you're talking about the east side of Baltimore, they probably came from your father.
Right.
That's a solid joke.
Slinging dick since 1946.
You don't have to. You don't have to explain that your father was womanizing. That would be explaining the joke.
Yeah, I don't think it needs.
There's nothing to it. That's a joke.
I don't think it needs a whole lot of setup. I mean, it's funny on some. You get okay. His father was a fuck around guy. We get it. There's no. Oh wait, I got to do 15 minutes to set up that my father fucked around a lot.
It was a setup and it was a punchline. That's it.
Yeah.
What? What's the confusion?
Yeah,
I don't know. Except that it was part of a story, and that's how I tell stories. I tell stories and I insert things that are, it's all connected to. That story was part of why I'm not as fucked up as my siblings.
Right. But the way his reaction was, I don't think he did a great job at setting that up. And it's like, it doesn't need any setup.
Doesn't need a setup.
There are some things that don't need setup, and that doesn't need a setup. You're absolutely right.
Right. That's right. That's what he said. He said he didn't do a good setup for it.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't need it. That's the setup. The literal, that's the setup. Is you're saying, hey, Mom, where do babies come from? Well, if you're talking about your father, and if you're talking about East Baltimore, your father. Hi-oh. That's it. That's a joke. That's it.
I would say the reason somebody sent me the entire it was like a link to a 2.5 gigabyte file. It's like, I don't even want to download this thing. But then I did. It gave me the time code. I didn't look at the entire show. I'm just burnt on that shit. But I was pleasantly surprised to hear him saying, maybe I've got GD all wrong. Maybe I was a dick to GD and all that stuff.
But now, see, it's too late. It's too late because I already have the worst comedy special of all time award. He can't take it back now.
But that's
I'm going to
an
exploit
annual
it.
award. Maybe that's an annual award, though. See?
It can't be of all time if it's annual.
Yeah, but all time is subjective, I guess.
To me, it's just impressive because I said he could never admit being wrong, and it seemed that he did admit to being wrong. Maybe he said maybe. He didn't say he was definitely wrong.
But anyway, I'm not giving it back, and I'm exploiting it. This is part of my
moniker. Give it back. You broke it when I said Tom Segura. You weren't as funny as Tom Segura. Or something.
Oh no, I broke the other award I had. I have 10 awards. Just so you know, I have 10 awards.
All right.
And I have 6 gold medals.
Not
they're not really gold. Here's the thing. So people aren't. I've competed in athletics, and I have 4 gold medals, but they're not really gold. Matter of fact, they're not even metal. They're not even metal. They're plastic, I think. The most valuable thing that I have on those medals is the ribbon, because I can use them for other things as a lanyard for other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think that probably the part of the problem is, and you touched on this, Matt, is, with millennials or whatever. I don't think that they know that there's different types of comedy and different types of jokes. They're so not used to right now. If you watch comedy specials, you watch comedians and all those other things, they're not doing 1 and 2 liners.
Right.
They're doing like something that takes them a minute to set up or whatever. Or maybe they're telling a story that takes 2 minutes and then all of a sudden they're getting a laugh at the end. Like where something like, if you watch, oh my God, did you guys see the animated special that Jackie did 10 years ago? It's digitally animated. He has to tell almost like 200 fucking jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just boom, 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 boom. They're not used to that type of comedy. They don't get it. They don't understand.
See him at like Brokerage or Governors. It's incredible. I like, how does he fucking remember all these fucking jokes? And in 90 minutes, I'm telling you, I couldn't keep track of them. It's like, and it's not the same. Like people think he's doing the same jokes every time. It's different.
No,
every time he does 90 minutes, he does another 300 jokes that you.
It's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
he is so good. He is so good at what he does.
It's a combination of things. It's his laugh. It's how well he tells it very smoothly.
Yeah.
And it's his voice too. He has
the voice as well.
He has a very classic comedian voice, like a comedian voice that's very like, oh, that's a really good voice.
Yeah.
It just is. I'll give you an example of a joke I told the other day that he probably your guy, whose name I shall not, he's like Voldemort to me now, whose name I will not say. He probably wouldn't understand this joke either. And it's a beef man joke that was cutesy because I can't do dark comedy when I'm hosting. See, if he probably doesn't understand this one. Here we go. Gas station advertises car wash and liquor. I don't know who her is. But I bet she gets a lot of action and yeast infections. And that got a lot of laughs. I'm like, do you not understand that joke? There doesn't need to be a setup. That's it. That's the joke.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Right. It doesn't need a set. You don't need to spend 20 minutes to set up. But I think when you talk about styles, this idea of GD dropping a one-liner in the middle of stories, like you get used to the long story format, and you can't just like skip from one long format to drop it. Like Hedberg, he would be nothing but one-liners, like that Stephen Wright type of tempo. And if you're used to that, you get people in the rhythm of expecting this to be a one joke. If you get people used to listening to a long form story and then they drop a one liner, like, wow, that's funny. But it's kind of, they don't laugh as hard because they weren't in the rhythm of laughing to one liners. I don't know.
Well, look at Mike
And
Birbiglia.
the
Birbiglia
thing is,
does
I
nothing
don't,
but stories, and
I
then he
don't,
drops a line.
yeah,
That's
I don't
really not
see. And it's funny because I know if I dissect things that I do, I know that I use one-liners. I know that I do different things. I don't know what they're all called at any particular point in time, but I know when I'm writing, I'll go like, okay, this story is going too long and there's no joke. There's no laughter. There's no reaction. I need something here, and I'll put something there. You know, if it's a joke that can stand on its own, fine. If it's just a laugh that needs the other stuff, fine. If it's a callback from 20 minutes ago, fine. As long as I get some kind of reaction, a favorable reaction, or the reaction that I want. As long as I get the reaction that I want, I'm fine.
All right.
You know, I mean, there's sometimes I want a groan. I write something and I want a groan because I'm going to go someplace.
Groans are good.
Yeah.
You know.
I got a great groan the other day. Like the entire audience was like, "Oh,
That's they're
Yeah.
with you then, right?
Yeah. And that's something I write it in, and then I write my reaction to their groan, and then I move on to something else, you know, or to the next thing or the thing that the groan is setting up, whatever.
I know, because you know what, consumers really get turned off by analyzing comedy. They want comedy to laugh at. They don't want to sit there. Why is that funny? Let's break it down. Let's do an analysis of it. The consumer is really turned off by that kind of stuff, and
for sure.
I like it.
You know, people. I think the people who like it are the people who can't be funny on their own. It's like, I'm not funny, and God damn it, I will like it when they're not funny too. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I like understanding the art and business of comedy. I don't necessarily like it on the idea of let's break this down and see why it's funny. I just like the mindset of a comedian, understanding what they go through and the commonalities between other creative arts. I like understanding that.
Now I work with Dylan Brody. And the reason why I'm working with Dylan Brody is, I'm sorry.
You keep dropping names here.
Who is this Dylan Brody, and have you worked with him?
Yeah, so I'm working with Dylan Brody, and he sometimes he'll what's that thing called when he'll reprimand me for something I've written or said as part of a joke or a story, and then. And I will. We sometimes just have difference of opinions because I know where I want to go with something, and he'll go, "No, no, that doesn't. Tell me why I'm wrong." And I won't say it. And I was like, "I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm just, we're just going to have creative differences because I know what I'm trying to do. I'm not a Dylan Brody. I think Dylan Brody is. First of all, I think he's much smarter than I am, and he is way much more." Huh?
No, the intellectualism is it doesn't mean he's necessarily smarter than you. He is more interested in intellectual things and talks about things that are intellectual. But I think he's just like, I'm not saying he's dumb. He's an intelligent guy. But I think whenever anybody takes on intellectualism as part of the things they're interested in, you get this impression of them that they must be a genius or something.
I will say, let's put it this way: since almost all of my reactions, all of my dealings with Dylan are based around comedy. I mean, it's not like he and I have ever had like a discussion that, even when we talk about our families, it's somehow
you both love talking about your mom.
Actually, we've had those interactions when we're both talking about our moms.
I bet.
Yeah.
Be a fly on the wall on that guy. You'd be selling Mother's Day cards all day long at that convention.
I mean, and the funny thing is, like I said, I just admire how good he is at what he does, and the fact that he's so prolific.
I don't think that he's going to give you a good grade just because you said that. I think that.
Oh no, I've said it to his face. I've said it to his face.
I think he's still going to say, you know what, you should probably do some more research, GD, so you know what I'm talking about. Have you learned nothing? If I was your teacher, I'd be like, have you learned nothing from me, or are you just trying to intentionally piss me off?
No, because he actually watched. He watched one of the. I didn't record it for him. I recorded it for myself. I record all of my sets except for like the open mic that we did. The thing that we did in Michigan. I didn't record my set.
Should have. It was pretty good.
And I don't know why. I don't know why. I think my wife like scared me when she says, "You haven't had your nap." Well, you did this to yourself. Maybe that scared me. I don't know. But and I don't remember what I said half the time.
I assumed you were hyperglycemic and nuts. I was like, oh, he's probably hyperglycemic and out of his head.
You know, but
I just have a quick question though. I think I figured out why Mike gives you such a hard time, GD.
It's the hair. He's jealous.
It might be time for an intervention. Hold on, just a.
Let me.
Blind Mike, please show me on this Chewbacca where someone hurt you. Just indicate. Did someone touch your no square? Is that the issue? It's okay. There are people.
Well, it's not okay that they touched them, but it's okay.
No, that's not. That part's not okay. But it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah, it's okay to talk about it.
I you know what? I don't think it's necessarily. I think he found GD through Tom Myers, and this was just one more person. That I said this a while ago. I think he does have this need to tear things down, and I know it's tough to admit if you got that, but I think that's what drives this. Because I don't think I've heard him say anything positive about anybody he's ever talked about on it. Well, that's not true. Shane Gillis, he does say things about Shane Gillis, somebody who I'm not a fan of. But just about everybody else, it's always tearing down. It's like, why do people always want to tear?
It makes them feel better. It's their personality. That's what they like. And I understand that when you're feeling down, it is easier to take it out on other people. But if that's your whole thing, that means that's what his audience probably prefers, and he knows that. So might as well stick with what's working for you, I guess.
Here's a couple of weeks. I guess it was on September 9th. I was hanging out with Tom Myers. We were sharing a table. I think he was eating pizza. I don't know what I was eating. No, nothing, because the fucking waiter didn't come back. Sorry.
Was it because you're black?
Yes, I think so. So, but Tom starts off, and he starts talking about the most recent attacks of me on that show. And he asked me a question. He says, this is what he says. And I said to Tom, I said, Tom, I'm not going to answer that. I'm going to show you the actual emails back and forth that we had, the actual communications. I'm going to let you read them, and you can compare them to what he says. And he reads them, and he goes, oh, wow. Okay, well, now I have context. Because even though what Blind Mike I said was like accurate, the way he put it and implied it, made it sound. It'd be like if John said to me, "GD, you can blow me," and I go, "All right, sure, I'll blow you." And then John repeats and goes like, "GD's going to blow me."
Hold on a
second. Now, and technically that's what I said. Technically that's what I said, but that's not what I meant. And then John, if John went and repeated it as if I meant to say, "Yeah, I'll blow you," and made that his truth. And that's.
I will edit that up in the worst possible way.
Sounds like it.
But
send that to me when it's done.
I just don't want anybody who is blowing John to think I'm trying to take their job. Okay, I'm not.
You hear that, Steven?
Currently, there's a vacancy for that job, so yeah.
Just a little side program note here. Steve Hotstetter is at Governor's this Thursday night, the Governor's main room in Levittown, Long Island. Now, cause I'm bringing that up because I'm on governor's site right now, and Sunshine made this comment. Cristela Alonso is a special about her family. I think she's at one of the governor's sites in next week or two. I think she is. I'd recognize that name. I don't know, but I didn't see her on the website. But there's too many. It's 4 clubs now to go through. So, but I think she's at one of the gov sites. You can check it out. governorscomedyclubs.com.
Have you reached out to him to see if he'd do your podcast?
I was thinking about it. I just found out about last night.
Yeah, you should reach out to him. He's a nice guy.
I was thinking I might even drive in, which is it's a commute for me to go to Governor's and do it from their studio, like right before he goes, not like an hour or two before he goes on, like when he gets to the green room.
But his ritual may not allow for him to do that.
See, also, yeah, comedians don't really like to have conversations before they want going.
Right, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I've done those after show. I've done shows and then done a podcast immediately afterwards in the studio that they had, not in Governor's. At the venue they had a podcast that they were doing right after the show, and it was like just in a different room, and I just had to run to the other room and do that. And then they're catching me so manic. I was so fucking manic. It was I said shit there that wound up being new material. Like the next show I did, it was just
yeah.
If you message him, if you message him on, I think I messaged him on Facebook. And he messages back. So and I don't know him personally, so he's
Tom Arnold's going to be at Brokerage next week, October 9th. Tom Arnold, Roseanne. I want to get Tom. I've been trying to get him on the program for 5 years now.
Seems like he wouldn't be doing anything else.
Yeah.
Isn't he hanging out, just waiting for somebody to call him?
Yeah, you would think. But anyway, so that's go to, and wow, Steve Hofstetter is going to be at Brokerage too, I think. So he's hitting all the govs. Wow, good for him. To have that much of a draw on Long Island, I'm surprised by that. Anyway, I want to switch gears here a little bit because I'm dying to talk about this Erica Kirk thing. You know, you've heard of Erica Kirk, right?
She's the widow. She's the widow. Okay, now I know who she is. I was just thinking she's a comedian that you want to talk about. I was thinking she's a comedian, right? Okay, she's the widow.
Actually, she's an actress.
Wasn't she like a beauty queen or something too?
She was a beauty queen.
Here's the deal now, because there's conspiracy theories now that she whacked her husband and has been on this forever. And it's spreading pretty much like wildfire because it's the internet, and that's what happens on the internet. She was a beauty queen in a pageant that was run by Trump Trump organization. Trump had a relationship with her before she actually won the Miss Arizona thing and got into the Miss Universe or whatever that he owned. He got her into a show called Summer House, where she was an actress on, which was in the Hamptons. And Trump introduced her to Charlie Kirk, and basically she was doing music videos and all this kind of stuff. She's been an actress and has had ambitions all along. And Trump introduced her as kind of like, this could help your career to date Charlie. Got in with Charlie, now taking over his $500 million organization there, and not grieving at all. People grieve in different ways. She's not crying at all. She's smiling. She took over his podcast, did a podcast from his thing, smiled from ear to ear. Less than 2 weeks after her husband supposedly got assassinated in front of a bunch of people on television, and she's just like laughing it up and saying, I got all this great content left from Charlie that we're going to be putting out, and I just can't wait to release it. It seems like, I don't know, it's suspicious to me. If it were not a public person and you see the widow out there partying it up and laughing it up 2 weeks after the guy got whacked and she just inherited $500 million or whatever, or a $500 million organization in his $12 million estate, I think the cops would look at that and say, wait a minute, did you have anything to do with this by anything at all?
So I think these people just don't love each other.
Yeah.
I don't think that their relationship is what, It's like a relationship that other people have. If they
But they
die,
had
they're like,
babies.
yeah, who cares?
They had babies. His genitals touched her genitals, right?
So
you have to have love for do that, right?
Oh,
You gotta love.
sure.
You,
Oh,
you
sure. I
have
loved
to,
every
yeah.
I loved every relationship I was ever in with it, whatever woman. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't touch genitals without being in love. I'm sorry, that's just not. That's just science.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I think I missed that.
Yeah, I missed
You're
that.
a practitioner of medicine. How could you not know that?
I did not know that.
What'd
I
you do? Did you
apologize.
skip sex in school? Did you skip it? Did you
I mean,
not
I
have
didn't get
good
to have
sex
any.
education?
Yeah. But I don't even remember this Hampton show, but it did Summer House thing. It was an MTV, but it was like posed as a reality thing, but completely, and most of them are completely scripted when they call it reality TV. But that whole idea that you can be from a world of where you're calling something reality, but it's absolutely put on fiction. It's acting. And then you see some of the speeches she's given, and it feels like she's acting in it, and the whole thing feels like, what the fuck is where is reality? I can't even tell what's real and what's not real anymore, and that's a fucked up place to be, where you can't even trust a widow's sincere about her grieving because she's on there with, you don't see any tears. She's putting on this whole thing, and then a minute later she's laughing it up and gleefully, like happy, like life is good. Yeah, I'm rich and I got a new podcast, and look at me. Whoa, something's not adding up here. And of course, you're insensitive for saying that, but to me, listen, when my son died, I was out playing a gig the next week, and people were surprised that I was doing it. So I can understand the people feeling, well, everybody grieves in a different way. I felt like I had to do that, but I wasn't laughing it up. I wasn't giddy and giggling, and just like I was still carrying around a lot of weight inside, even though I'm out there working.
I understand. I died and finished my set.
Yeah,
everybody grieves differently.
Yeah, there's a lot of different websites now with these body language stuff all going around. It's just weird, and I don't go to the point where she had him killed, but she certainly, I don't know if she seemed to,
but she encouraged it.
Yeah, and giving weight to the Israeli thing, because a lot of people were saying
we're going back to the cheap lasers.
Yeah, we are kind of not. No, the people who were with the conspiracy theory that Israel had him killed, they replaced him with a very pro-Israel blonde Charlie Kirk. Now, I don't know if you've seen this kid, but it's like they had a. Back in the day, I ruined the cannon. There's a cannon in the middle of Wellwood Avenue and Montauk Highway. I was following my girlfriend around and was cheating on me. She didn't know it. She got through the light.
She knew she was cheating on you?
Hold on. Yeah, I knew she was cheating on me, and it was snowing, and she made it through the light. I didn't. I hit the brakes and I slid, and I ruined the World War II cannon. My car went on top of the cannon, and I was thinking, this is not going to be good. And so, but by the next morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, they had a brand new cannon rolled out there from the warehouse. Like, this must happen a lot, and I'm thinking that they have a warehouse full of Charlie Kirk replacements. With this kid, only this kid is like very pro-Israel. All of a sudden, Turning Point USA is Charlie Kirk was becoming anti-Netanyahu, and now they had him whacked. Oh, just conspiracy. They had him whacked.
Too much power. Giving that guy too much power.
Yeah.
Too much time.
Yeah. All right. So we don't have to stick on that. I just curious.
No, I don't mean you. I mean just in general. I'm like, God, I'm not saying that. Who gives a shit? But God, who gives a shit?
Right. He's a podcaster. And all of a sudden he's elevated to this, like,
I don't even care that he was a podcaster. He was a fucking racist.
Yeah, not a good person. Not a good guy. So why are we giving him military honors? Nah, I'm not liking it. I'm not.
Put him on a coin.
No, when it comes to shootings, I look at it as a math problem. Okay, to me, shootings are a math problem because whenever somebody is shot and killed, quite often the family goes, "You have taken away from me. You have taken away from us. You have done this. You have taken away. You have taken away. You've taken away." But sometimes
It is addition by subtraction. Yes, we have taken away your son, but society is much better off for it. So it's addition by subtraction. That's how I look at shootings. Is it a subtraction, where you're taking away from the family and you're taking away from society? Or is it addition by subtraction? I'm taking away from your family, but society has gained.
You
That's
might
how
be
I
a
look at shooting.
sociopath.
I'm sorry?
You might be a sociopath.
He might be.
No. Now you sound like a Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a sociopath.
Yeah, you might be a sociopath.
Might be.
But y'all think there's something wrong with that logic? I
I
think
thought he was a little bit eccentric when I met him with that whole luggage thing. Well, this guy's a little eccentric.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so the thing seems to be, I mean, thank God, thank God we have other things to distract us from the news, but it's just like a never-ending thing. And my point over the weekend was, I don't care how much you love Donald Trump, if you're in the MAGA movement, how can you not see that this entire country was in a better place, even if you hated Barack Obama and you just hated him because he was black, or you just hated him because you thought he was a communist, whatever. America was a better place. We were not as divided. We were not like ready for Civil War, World War III, all this kind of stuff before Donald Trump. How can they not see that this is the problem? This is the dividing line for us. This guy is just poison to everything. He's toxic to all of us.
It's just a nonstop stressor. We're constantly having stress, whether we're for him or not. Even if you're for him, you're being bombarded continuously with the bullshit that he's saying. So you have to continuously remind yourself, no, I know this is bullshit, but I'm all in, you know, or whatever. Or maybe you don't think it's bullshit, but you're still like all in. You're still being constantly bombarded by this crap.
Yeah, and it's like they like that. They can't stay like Kash Patel or Pam Bondi. All these people, they can't go a day without getting a 5 minutes of FaceTime or more on Fox News, Newsmax, all this stuff. They are more concerned with the propaganda and publicizing everything they do than actually getting the job done, and that's exhausting to people. We need a break from that. That's what. If my nostalgic look at Barack Obama and George W. Bush even is that it wasn't constant. We could take a break. Yeah, there'd be bad news, but you didn't have to be fucking hearing about the latest breaking thing every 15 minutes.
And Bush was funny. I don't think he was intentionally funny,
No,
but he was funny.
Not on purpose.
Nuclear.
You guys know what big bomb.
Yeah. So anyway, turning back from the politics to show business, we only have one guest scheduled this week. I'm going to try and get Jackie on. I'm going to reach out to him today and see if he can do a day this week. We have, who's the girl from Queerly Attacked?
Kylie Weathers from Queerly Attacked.
Yeah, Kylie Weathers. She's going to be on Thursday.
Okay.
Queerly Attacked. I don't know. I'm not attached to any queer.
I'll reach out to a couple more people again and be like, you need to do this show. It's good for your career.
I've reached out to a lot of people. Some of them, for some reason, they're working in the daytime, which I don't understand that whole thing.
America's got to stop that. We got to cut that out. This whole.
Except for my wife. My wife needs to work in the daytime.
Now, are you
work both?
Are you guys getting checks? I'm getting a check.
Not from you. No, I get
from my state governor. I'm getting a inflation rebate check. How about that? Listen to me. My vote is now it's $400. It's only $400, but my vote is for sale. The point I'm making here, my vote is for sale. If you got $500, I'm gonna vote for you. Let's just keep working this. Like this governor is paying me $400. She's trying to buy my vote. That's the going price. Do I hear $500? Do I hear $500? Do I hear $500 for the vote? I'm
like Musk would offer more. $500, not that much. $400, $500.
Well, that's just the next step. I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to keep up with it. I got $5. Do I hear $6? I'm going to be an auctioneer on my vote.
What will happen, Matt, is that if you keep doing that, at some point you're going to run out of time and you won't get the check because you may die before you get the final bid.
take the fucking money, enjoy it, and run.
All right, fine. How do you think they come up? This is where I was trying to figure out yesterday. How did they come up with the $400?
They probably did a math thing. It's like, okay, what's in the budget? What can we afford to give without breaking the bank? Okay, let's go $10 under that. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe $100.
How much can I pay for a vote?
Did your wife also get a check, or is it just for your household?
That's a good question. I wonder if it's per household. I don't know. Wow. So basically, what you're saying, if it is per person, I should just go fucking rang up a bunch of homeless people and have them move in with me.
No, that's not what I'm. That's not what I'm saying at all.
No, that's what you're
no,
saying.
no.
Yes.
That's not.
I could bring in like 500
that's not
homeless
even
people,
close.
get their $400 check, and then kick them the fuck out.
No, I wasn't saying
Thank
anything
you,
like
DD,
that.
for suggesting that. That's not it. Why
No.
not? They're probably not going to get a check anyway because they'd have to have their address listed with the state by the time. I don't know how soon the checks are coming out when they cut the check.
Yeah, but they probably have already done this. Like I said, they've already done the math. How many checks they need to send out? You can't go changing the formula because if you add people to your house, you're just making the check smaller for you.
Yeah, that's true. If it's per household, then I'm really fucked.
Now, if it's per person, I would get to the mailbox before your wife and get her check too.
My wife never goes. My wife has never been to our mailbox.
Does she know where it is?
No, because it's across the street. It's in a rural area, and for some reason, the mailman doesn't like to get out of his truck, so it's always got to be on the right side, on the
right.
Side.
Yeah.
So it's across the street for us. We have to have our mailbox on somebody else's property.
Our mailbox is like 300 feet down our driveway, but there's like 5 mailboxes together. You know, they're on the same. It's like 2 posts and a pole that way. It's like a touchdown goal, and there are 5 mailboxes sitting on there.
So neither of you guys are getting checks, and I am.
Well, I'm from Michigan, so.
And Steven misspelled the word mail. So.
Mails don't have boxes. What if Gigi's mom think of mailboxes? What the fuck is wrong with this kid?
Mailboxes. Steven, you're not funny. Anyway, speaking of Jackie, did you guys see the Jackie rocking my new merch? See the picture of Jackie rocking my new merch?
No.
I'd share it.
Wearing one of your t-shirts?
Yeah, I'd share it, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
If I'd have known you would have worn stuff, I'd have given him one of my t-shirts.
Well, you didn't think about these things faster, man.
Didn't we give him a Church Will Never Be the Same? I think I did give him a Church Will Never Be the Same t-shirt.
And he never wore it, little bastard.
I think he has.
Like I've always said, Jackie's one of the worst comedians I've. No, I'm just teasing.
Damn.
I have tremendous respect for Jackie.
Steven says he only wears cool merch. Poor Steven. I feel so bad for him now that he's been reduced to just bank robbing, and
there it is.
Wow.
All right.
Barbara, one for Barbara too. Was Barbara with him out in when it came to Grand Rapids?
No, I just wanted to see her in a t-shirt.
Ah, lovely lady. Great.
She is beautiful.
Great little cookie baker. Now this is weird, right? Jackie has a history of scoring hot women. Can you figure out why?
He said he doesn't. That's what he told me.
Oh, his first wife, Nancy.
Oh, she was hot.
She's still fucking gorgeous, even though she's an older lady now. Still gorgeous.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was looking. I was like, damn. Yeah, she's pretty hot.
I don't get it. And
this is like you ever see the movie The Other Guys?
Yeah.
With Will Ferrell.
Yeah, with his wife. Like,
all of. And who'd you lose your virginity to? Some actress. Maybe you've heard of her, Heather Locklear. You know.
Wow.
Or what's her name? Kristeth. What's her name? Kristeth? What was her name? Christina. That was her name. Christina. In the kitchen.
I'm culturally on the hip. I don't know about these movies.
What's her name?
She goes, I did things with you that I never did with,
Sofia Vergara. Who was that girl? What was his wife? She was hot too. I can't remember her name.
Oh, Eva Menendez.
Mendez.
Ava Ava Mendez? Or is it Mendez?
I think it's Mendez.
Okay.
Steven says he moves into his new place soon. I may get a GD. What is it?
Perineum candle for decoration.
Candle?
No, what you want is a GD duodenum candle.
Yeah, it's Mendez. Ava Mendez. She is now 51. Oh, she's just a year younger than
Flenium. What is it? Flick your Flenium candle?
She's married to Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
She's retired.
Anyway.
Check that
Yeah.
out.
So now September's over already. Can you believe how fast this month has gone? Can you believe it?
It'll be over tomorrow.
Right. But I mean, we got to the last week. Boom, boom. I don't like September. It goes by too fast because once we get to October,
yeah,
all the fucking Halloween bullshit is gonna.
Oh, it already started. It started back in June.
Yeah.
Fucking June. No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. July. Right after July 4th. As soon as the July 4th stuff went down. And it wasn't even all the way down. They were just like putting the shit up right next to the 4th of July stuff. Halloween stuff was going up.
Yeah. Wake me up when September ends is what Steven is trying to do a lame Amish potato fucking joke about.
Oh, the amount of comedy that Steven was spewing in West Virginia was so amazing. It was all gold.
Wow.
Does he use any of it on stage then?
Yeah. Oh, look, Steven and Bear Love are having a little potato off.
The Great Potato Wars.
Potato famine. It's the Great Potato Famine.
Clearly, the famine didn't affect Steven in any way.
Yeah.
Steven's the reason for the famine.
My wife is totally carb free now. Like she won't eat anything that has any carbohydrates in it. It's like you're gonna starve.
How is she surviving? What water and steak?
You're gonna starve to death. Like
water.
She won't eat chicken.
Your adrenal glands make your own.
Anything related, not eggs, not chicken. I mean, so she's gonna starve to death.
So it's like water, steak, and fish.
And I hate to she's going to be mad at me for saying this. She's not a spring chicken herself anymore. As she's getting older, she's not my age, but she's approaching a point where women start to change, and understanding that you're not going to be what you were. I mean, it's just you're getting older, but she just can't handle it. So she's like obsessed with like losing weight and all this stuff, but to the point where I'm not going to eat a single carb. Like I don't want any bread in the house. I don't want any potatoes in the house. Like, come on, I can have them in the house. I'll eat them. No, if it's there, I'm going to eat it.
And see, my wife has this. There's certain things that my wife won't eat, and so I have to keep it in the other room, or wear pants over it, but so that she doesn't see it. but we just keep it in the other room. I just hide it.
I'm gonna have to start doing that. I mean, I do have a separate refrigerator I could put, but just because she's obsessed with not. And yesterday, and we've gone through this before. She brings me in a plate full of like eggs that she made for me. There's chunks of garlic thing in it. And I was like, "What the hell? Where did this?"
Now, is she doing it because the garlic is supposed to reduce cholesterol, or is she
that's exactly.
She thinks you're a vampire.
But it's like. It's almost like the size of a chicken egg, these garlic cloves she's putting in there. It's like, I'm not going to eat that. That's, first of all, I'll be, no matter how many times I brush my teeth, people are going to be smelling garlic coming up me like I'm a total fucking ginzo. Sorry, it's my Italian.
Have you had the,
even if it doesn't come out your breath, it'll go through your pores eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, right, yeah.
Have you had the roasted cloves, where they roast them separately and they're not, you can just eat them.
Yeah, I never heard of garlic with eggs before, but it's buried in there. Like I'm not going to notice. Like, what do you mean? I'm not going to notice this big old fucking chunk of stinky garlic clove? No, I noticed it.
You mean you're not?
Yeah. Yeah. You guys got anything coming up this week? Shows or anything?
I have Mr. Tongue's. Oh, what's today? Today's Monday.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm doing Mr. Tongue's open mic tonight. Got to figure out what set I'm working on.
So you're doing open mics now?
Yeah, because headlining a show in November, and I'm also working on I'm working on another 90-minute show, and so I'm just fine tuning all that material.
Where in the world is little Stevie? He's in Fort. Oh, by the way, little Stevie, tomorrow, my friend Doug Stanhope, and I say my friend, he would be fucking puking if he heard me say that. He's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne. So go see Doug Stanhope tomorrow night. We're not too
At Summit City?
Where is Doug? I know he's
Isn't that
he's in.
where Summit City is? Am I wrong?
Yeah, go see him, Stephen, and heckle him. No, don't heckle him.
And do it in Matt's name. When you
Yeah,
heckle him, but yell out, "Matt says," like that.
yeah. Well, Stephen had at one time on Facebook corresponding with Stanhope. He said Matt Nappo says to say hello. I was like, that's not going to get you anywhere. Stanhope will. We have a love-hate relationship. I love him. He hates me. Not really. He's gonna get. You don't say that though. You don't say that.
I think he's coming to Michigan in October. I'm gonna have to look.
Probably. I mean, it's he's doing that area. They've been on tour for
Okay.
quite a while.
I have to go check him out.
Yeah.
I was watching some shorts on TikTok. They sometimes they get it right. They send me stuff that I actually will enjoy. And one of the things that they sent me, or a few of the things, were old clips from the Carol Burnett show.
Oh,
that's awesome.
With Tim Conway and the shit that he does. I mean, sometimes I'm laughing so hard I'm in tears, and it's stuff that I've seen before.
It doesn't matter. It's hilarious.
I know,
it's
and I'm
hilarious.
still laughing. And like sometimes, like as soon as I see him walk in, there was one thing where I don't remember the whole story, but Tim Conway was playing the old man character, okay, and he was upstairs, and Harvey Korman and Carol Burnett's character was at the bottom of the stairs, and Tim Conway starts coming down the stairs, and then he falls.
Oh God!
He falls in slow motion down the stairs, and he falls, and he's like, and you know that they're wait. This is live television, and he's falling in slow motion, and they're like we can't go on with our next line until he hits the bottom of the stairs, and they're trying not to break up, and they're trying to be patient. I'm dying laughing. And then when he hits the bottom of the stairs, he keeps rolling until he winds up ass up and face down. So
wow.
I'm just
hilarious.
I know. I was just in tears.
Yeah. You reminded me of I reached out to Harvey Korman's son and Tim Conway's son. And they both gave me timing's not good, try back again later. I'm going to see if I can get them both on the show together, Harvey Korman and Tim Conway.
Oh my God.
Now, they're not going to be funny like their fathers, but they probably have some good stories to share, right?
They
had on Carol Burnett show, they had a sketch like Mama's House, I think it was called. It was a sketch that led to the show Mama's House.
Right.
Okay. Tim Conway is like a guest on there. Everybody else, Carol Burnett's character, Vicki Lawrence's character, and somebody else, they're all sitting on the sofa. And Tim Conway's character comes in, and he's telling this story about when he was a kid and he used to go to the circus. No, go to the carnival. And there was like a freak show. And he says, and they had a pair of Siamese elephants attached at the trunk. And he's telling these stupid stories about them, and then he goes, and one elephant sneezed, and the other elephant's eyes just... Sorry.
Yeah. One more note. This is it Friday? What's the 4th? Is that Saturday? What October 4th?
The 4th is the Thursday.
No.
October.
Oh! That's I'm getting the wrong month. Next month,
Friday night, right?
The 4th is 1, 2, 3. It's a Saturday.
9 p.m. 10th October 4th at 9 p.m. Tony Walker and friends in at Levittown at the Giggle Room. Tony Walker of Knock 'em Dead Comedy, which follows this. He's probably on already, right? Yeah,
he's on the radio right now because Sunshine and Ann are over there right now.
Oh, they abandoned us.
Yeah, they abandoned us. And here's the thing: they don't have to leave at 11 because his introduction is like 7 minutes long.
What day is Stephen asking if he can come on? What
The
is that?
13th of October. It's a Monday.
Oh yeah. You guys having a show on Indigenous Peoples Day? Yeah, sure, we'll have it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't generally take off for Indigenous Peoples Day or Columbus Day.
Or any other people.
Here in New York, we got a lot of Italians who act like they care about Christopher Columbus, like he's an Italian hero. Well,
no, he was a fucking war criminal.
He
was a war criminal without the war.
Also, he didn't sail for Italy. He sailed for Spain for a reason. Italy didn't want anything to do with him.
Right.
So
and I mean, he meets the nicest people, and his thought is they're so nice that we can enslave them with minimal effort. What the fuck is no? You don't work. No, that's what I mean by sometimes shooting people is subtraction, or sometimes shooting people is addition by subtraction.
God, stop being so desperate, Stephen. Jeez.
Yeah, we can let you on, but we have to find a wide angle camera and a bigger screen.
And we're probably going to have to script your part of the show, Stephen, just so you have something interesting to say.
Right. Yeah. Now, I'm just wondering, has he given up the pedophilia for bank robbery, or can he do both at the same time? Can he?
I think you have to do both.
Can he chew kids' cocks and walk? Oh no, he can't walk. Oh, there you go.
No, he can't do both at the same time.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, you can't chew gum and walk at the same time, Stephen. You uncoordinated bastard.
Yeah, fuck. All right, now and yes, send me a bag of money. All right, fine. All right, we're gonna end this thing here because I have nothing else to say. Gonna see if I can get Jackie on one day this week. Tomorrow we have no guest. He said, "Yeah, I suck." Wow, that's a terrible outlook on life. Maybe you should get some self-esteem there.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if you noticed this.
How can you get self-esteem and live in Indiana? Is that even possible?
Indiana, what a state. Boy.
Good point. All right. Well, thanks for popping in, John.
I was off. So
this is your first pop-in. We hope for many more pop-ins on your Mary Poppins tour. We appreciate you being here. GD, I hope you appreciated that present I gave you this morning. I don't know. I don't think you really loved it as much as I love giving it. I don't know.
No, my wife says that I'm very hard to make happy. And I'm not. I just don't know what makes me happy. I'm sure once I find it. It made me
happier than it made you to actually just to hear him say, maybe I've been a dick to GD. That made me happy because I've been saying he was a dick to you.
Yeah, and I just accept people. I just accept people dicking me all the time. If people want to be a dick to me, that's fine. If they don't want to be a dick, that's fine. It's like I said. I don't know if there's such a thing as a borderline psychopath or sociopath. I don't know. But sometimes I feel like I'm on the cusp, on the spectrum. If there's a spectrum.
Without borders, where would we be? So you have to have that borderline. You gotta.
That's true. Without a borderline, people would just be crossing in and out of your personality. I have to have a borderline personality.
All right. So the Sunshine has left us and has left us for this one-legged fucking knock 'em dead dude. So anyway, let's move on and say. We'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, and John, I'll be in touch with you as soon as I hear something back from Claire.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so you fucking say the line and.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna say the line. I'm gonna reach out to John by being on his show too a little bit later. But the people out there, don't forget to turn on your radio.
Who put this thing on this page where we see all the comments? I don't like that. How do we get it off?
to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.